Hello, everyone. Welcome to this section. Please, if you can hear me, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. Go ahead. Hello, welcome to this section. I'm super excited that you are right here to grace this section with me. All right, in few minutes, we'll come up with, in few minutes, our guest tonight will join us live in this section. And I want to know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you know you can hear me. Let me know. Great, great. I believe that this section will be very, very straight to the point and direct. Okay. Once again, I welcome you all. We have 26 people already right here. Okay. We have 26 people right here already. All right, we are live. Just give me a few minutes. Let me move straight up um to okay, few minutes. Let me move straight up to the WhatsApp group and say we are live, so others can join us. We are live. Okay, I've dropped that in the WhatsApp group. We are live. All right. So please, if you can hear me, let me know. Very important. If you can hear me, please go ahead. Let me know. Please, if you can hear me, go ahead. I want to know if you can hear me actually. If you can, go ahead, drop it in the comment section. Say, I can hear you. If you can, please go ahead, drop it in the comment section and say, I can hear you. All right. Beautiful. 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 We have 36 persons right here already. And this is going to be a wonderful one. Okay. Uh, all right. Great, 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 great. Let's wait for the next 5 minutes and I'll commence straight up with the opening remark. Let's wait for next 5 minutes and I'll commence with the opening remark and others can actually join us. All right, so this is 2 more minutes, and we'll be up. Give me some minutes. Let me reach out to my guests. Let me reach out to my guests to see if he's already here. Let me reach out to my guest to see if he is here already. All right. Hello, sir. All right. So while we do that, let me play a little bit of interlude. All right. Let me play a little bit of interlude so that it will not be too boring. All right. I'm playing a little bit of interlude so it will not be too boring. If you can hear the interlude, let me know. Is music playing on the background? If yes, let me know. If there's a music interlude on the background, let me know. Is there music interlude on the background playing at the moment? Let me know. All right, seems there's no music on the background. Okay, let me try it again. Give me some minutes. Let me fix that. Let me fix that. All right, I'm having conversation with our guests. He said will be with us shortly in the next few moments. So hold on. Is music playing on the background right now? Let me know, please. No music yet. Is music playing on the background right now? Okay, no problem. We'll leave that out so I don't distract us. All right, we'll leave that out so that it does not distract us. Once again, I say um, welcome to this section. All right, my name is Coach Franklin, and I'm happy that you are right here with me to have this live section. The essence of me bringing this up is for you to get up to date first hand information. All right, first hand information about the current changes, about the current updates regarding company registration in US and in UK. Okay, well, like I do say, I'm not just interested in selling courses alone. Never. I'm never interested in selling courses alone. One thing I have decided to do with my brand is that from time to time, I make sure that I give you up to date information for for those who have bought my course, especially for the UK and US course. You agree? I mean, for my courses for Nigeria as CAC per se, you agree with me that I have taken my time to actually update most of the courses because late last year, CAC did a major upgrade, and that upgrade led to uh, changes in the registration process. So, over time, a lot of you have been coming to my inbox to learn one or two complaints, all right, um, regarding some. Okay, you were handling a particular issue, and I you were handling a particular registration, and you get to a point, you experience some roadblocks. Majorly for those of us who have been doing registrations, you will agree with me that banking banking uh, banking system, let me put it in that way, has been a major concern to you. All right, banking system has been a major concern to you, and you you you've you're finding it difficult to actually navigate through that process. All right. So one thing I've decided to do in this year is that from time to time I will bring in an industry expert to have great time conversations with us and see how we can actually start making progress with our business so that we can get up to date information. So I will not be the one to do most of the talking. All right, I'm just the host. We have my brother, my friend. He actually taught me the company registration in US and in UK in the year 2023 or 2024 per se. All right, with that process, I was able to register my company myself from start to finish in the US. And since you guys are having this challenge, I deem it fit that the best person to bring to my audience, to bring to you, is actually the person who taught me this same registration, both in US and in UK. So his name is actually Mr. Kenneth. All right, is in fact, I don't have to talk much. When he come on board, he will introduce himself properly, and I believe that you will also find the depths or of his knowledge and how versatile he is when it comes to this US and UK company registrations of a thing. I think he has some levels of when he come on board, he's going to give you some of give us those his credentials, give us his expertise, and take us through this section. So, without wasting much time, please let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Kenneth on stage. Mr. Kenneth, you are welcome. Thank you so much for honoring this
Thank you, my
invitation.
brother.
I'm happy to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Coach Franklin, it's
We can't hear you. Please, can you hear
okay.
Mr. Kenneth? Let me know.
Can you hear
If you
me?
can
Can
hear
you hear me?
him, please let me know. Can you hear him? Type on the comment section. Let me know. Can you hear Mr. Kenneth? Can you hear him? Can you? Please, if you can,
Can you
let me
hear
know
me?
so we can move very fast. Some say they can hear you. If you can hear
Okay, can
him,
you hear
please
me?
let me know so we can move very fast. Great. I think we can. We
Okay,
can hear you now.
so
Yes.
all right. So, Coach Franklin, it's an honor to actually we haven't met before. This is actually our first face-to-face conversation.
Exactly.
Our conversations have
Exactly.
been on chats and over the phone. So it's actually an honor to meet you in person, and I am grateful for this opportunity to speak to your audience, to speak to your students, so that everybody will be able to learn what we need to learn today. Okay, thank you so much, Toyin. Yes, you can hear me, and thank you so much. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right in. So, a little history about me. I'm not going to take 2 minutes, up to 2 minutes to talk about myself. My name is Kenneth, as you may know. I started out on the internet in 2017 from affiliate marketing to creating courses, selling courses. And I actually started out as a software engineer, but at the time, the market wasn't um, viable enough for us. So I had to learn marketing. From marketing, I jumped into so many things, and today I am here. Now, what really led me to learning anything concerning LLC? So, to pay attention, I talked about being in the affiliate marketing space and selling courses, right? I've always believed in selling to the international markets more than Nigeria. Okay, so please, a note of, please, I want to click for something. I am, okay, there is echo. Oh, there is echo. Um, okay. Yeah, it's my study. I'm doing some renovations in here, so I quickly just put this up. But apart from the echo, can you hear me? My fault. Can you hear me very well? Apart from the echo, please tell me if you can hear me apart from the echo.
Now we can hear you perfectly. For me, I can hear you. There's no echo from my end. I don't know others can actually speak. Is there echo from your end? Let me know. How many of us is there echo from your end? Let me know.
Okay, my fault said yes. Okay. So let me try something else. Hold on.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's the device.
Okay, so what about now? Is the echo still there? Okay, so no echoes now, right? Sorry? Okay, let's switch. You can hear it clearly aside the echo on iTunes. It's better now. Okay, no echo now. Okay, Coach Franklin, I can't even hear you.
Muted my mic. I muted my mic. So uh you can hear me now, right?
Hold on a minute, please. Just a moment.
Okay. It is clearer now, I guess. Let's move.
Okay, okay. So any more echoes? Any more echoes? I was using this, that's why I think. Okay, no echoes now. All right. So as I was saying, please, I need to plead for something. I'm actually down with a little cough. So my voice, I'm pleading. I might cough. Make una no vex for me. So please. All right. Now, the major reason why I started the LLC thing is because that was during COVID. I was working for three companies, one in the UAE, one in Canada, and one in, I think, Norway. Canada, UAE, and Norway. So I was using a PayPal account at the time, and I received payments from each of these companies. Sorry, received payments from each of these companies. Okay, and each of these companies paid me. In fact, the total of everything they paid me was around 15,000 US dollars. 15,000 US dollars. 15,000. Right. So no, sorry, that was 18 rather. So I had withdrawn 500 one of the nights, and I took the money and it came to my Nigerian account. I did what I wanted to do with it. And then I thought to myself, I said, okay, because at the time I was planning on relocating from, I was actually living in Owerri at the time. I was planning to relocate to Lagos or Abuja. So I had found an apartment in Lagos and I wanted to pay for the apartment. So when I issued my, I initiated my transfer for I think around 5,000 US dollars, no 3,000 US dollars, at the time, and went to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, I woke up the next morning and my account was restricted. No issues, no problems whatsoever. The account had been functioning for over 4 years, and I've never had a problem with them. So long story short, I went back and forth, reached out to everybody I could reach out to, and that was how my $15,000 was seized. So if you go on Twitter, you see I made this post sometime in November 2025. I didn't know that that post blew up to over 400,000 views on Twitter. So when I found that I saw that problem, I reached out to everybody I worked with to see if they could go, if they could reach out to PayPal on my behalf, which they did. But PayPal seized my $15,000 and they were like, they were going to release it after 6 months. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after 6 months, I was given only $45. The whole amount of my money was used to, according to PayPal, solve the harm I caused them. So it's been really crazy since then, and I tried to learn other alternative payments systems, and from there on, I started learning about LLCs, LTDs, and all of that. So that's how I found myself here, and I've actually taken rather business law certifications to actually back up what I am doing now because I'm building a startup around that sphere, around that market, and for what it's worth, it's best I have this degree certifications in both to help me achieve what I want to achieve. So that's about that. So let's jump into what we have today. So I don't know. Is there a way to share my screen here?
Yes, there's a way for you to share your screen.
Sorry, hold on a minute. Okay,
Yeah, there's a
so
way for you to
how?
share your screen.
Okay. How do I do this now? Hmm.
On
Um,
your on your it seems it's echoing. Let me remove this. Can you hear me, please?
yeah, can hear you now, loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh,
So
can you hear
I'm
me?
trying to see how I can okay, share.
Please, who can hear me? Who can hear me, please? Oh,
I think Debbie can hear you. Debbie Soma, I think. Okay, Ife can hear you. Many of them can. They can hear you. They can hear you. I'm just lost on how to share my screen. That's just what I need to do right now. Um,
Okay, Mr. Kenneth,
okay,
can you hear
Mr.
me?
Kenneth, can you hear me? Very well. Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm trying to
I'm
set
trying to set
some stuff.
some
Come
stuff.
here, come here, come here.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear
Okay.
me?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can.
Have you find a way
Have you find a
to
way to
to
share
share
my
your
screen?
screen?
Share your screen? Not yet. I'm still battling with it. I think you need to do something. I think you need to enable something from your end. I think, or hold on. Let me see.
Oh,
Uh,
on my end, yeah.
on my end
I
here,
can, on my hand, I can
my hand, I
actually
can actually
see the
see the
share screen.
share screen. Okay.
On my hand,
On
I
my
can
hand,
see share
I can
screen.
see share screen.
I don't know
I don't
if you are
know
not seeing
if you are
share
not
screen
seeing
from your
share screen
end.
from your end. No, I'm not. I can't. I've checked everywhere.
Are you using a
Are you
laptop,
using a laptop? Yes. Oh, I'm using sorry, a tablet. I think
a
that's the
tablet?
reason. A tablet.
Uh,
I'm using a tablet. My laptop. Hmm,
mm.
ah, I don't want to go into details.
Are you on
Are you
Telegram?
on
Let
Telegram?
me pre-
Let me
let
pre-
me present it
let me
for you.
present it for you. Okay. Yes, I'm on Telegram.
Kenneth.
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 Would that be better?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
Okay.
this your
So
same
this
number?
your same number? Yes. Same number.
Okay.
Okay.
I will just chat you up so
I
you
will just
forward
chat
it
you
to
up
me.
so you forward it. So
Hello? Hello?
you said I'll forward what to you?
Your slide.
Your
How?
slide.
Okay.
How?
Your
Okay.
slide is
Your
actually on.
slide is actually on.
How did you prepare your
How did you
slide?
prepare your
Is it on
slide?
Canva?
Is it on Canva? Google Slides. Google Slides.
Um,
Um,
so you just share the
so you
link
just
with me
share the
now.
link with me now. Okay.
Just share the link
Just
with
share
me.
the link with me.
Hello guys,
Hello
please, you
guys.
guys
Please, you guys
should bear with
should
us.
bear with
We are
us.
trying
Please. We are
to
trying to no,
arrange
make
this
una
so
no
that we
vex
can
for
have the
us. So
better,
we can have
no,
the
no
best,
vex.
no, not vex.
So I have the best
So I have the
experience.
best experience. Should I share that with you on WhatsApp now or Telegram
No,
directly? No,
Telegram is better.
Telegram is better. Okay.
Mm,
Just ping me on this same Telegram, on this same number on Telegram. I'm available.
yes,
Yes.
zero
Zero.
824.
Person way strong pass me, pour water for the laptop. No
If
point
I say
from
your,
me. I say
if I say your
I say
daughter be
your
your son,
daughter be your son.
now them, now their
And
work,
then at their work.
their work, oh, they're
Their
not they
work, oh, they're
tire.
not they tired.
Ay, 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 ay.
Okay, so I am.
This same
This
number.
same number? Yes, please.
24. Seems you are not
I think
online
I've
with this
actually
line.
I've actually seen you. I've sent the message. Let me see if it will deliver.
Okay.
Yeah, I've sent it.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I will just help you to present it. Share screen. Can you see now?
Sorry, I can't see anything yet.
Okay. It seems is on now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So just scroll to the first one. Well, there are
Present.
some animations there because they work with clicks and all that. So if you can just scroll to the first page for me, I really appreciate it.
I'm coming.
Okay.
This first page here.
Yeah. Okay. So this is it. We've started. This is the first page. We're already 28 minutes late. Okay. So second page, please. All right. So these in this short session, we'll be going through the critical updates for UK LTDs and US LLCs because it's pretty important that everything here, like Mr. Coach Franklin was saying, you have to be up to date with what's going on, what's happening, and what's not. Because if you don't, you as someone who sets up these things for people, you'll be left in the mud. Okay, and you don't want that. All right. So let's move on. Sorry. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. So the very first update on that we need to understand is the PSC. I think Coach Franklin reached out to me sometime, I think 2 weeks ago, about someone who was trying to form a UK LTD for somebody, and they were met with this issue. Now, it is not much of a problem. Actually, this has actually been in existence since 2020, 2021, but it became law and order. It became a legal requirement as of January this year. So from January 2026, if you are creating a UK LTD for anybody, this person has to have a PSC code. Now, what is a PSC? A PSC is a person with significant control. Okay. Now, significant control here simply means that significant control here simply means that a this person is the owner of the company. Number two, it could be one of the directors. Number three, it could be anybody that has something tangible to do with the business. Okay, it's very important to understand this. Now, it's not just anybody that can be the PSC. It has to be someone that has something to do with that business. Maybe the founder, the person paying you to set up the UK LTD for them, and all of that. Okay, um, just click any of the buttons, like the next button. Right. So what you should understand is that the PSC is actually free to sign up for your clients, and it is not for you. It is for your clients. It's just a set of 11 digits that helps to identify somebody. Okay. And the reason for this is that the UK is clamping down on fraudulent activities, on money laundering activities. So they want to assign a unique set of 11 digits to every business so that if a business does anything fraudulent, it will be very easy for them to trace the person. Okay, that is that. So, like I said, a shareholder is a PSC, a director is a PSC. Anyone that holds 25% or more than 25% of voting rights. Now, what am I mean by voting rights? This person can vote directors. This person can appoint or remove directors in that company. All right. So that is what a PSC simply means. And like I said, it's free to sign up. But here is the thing: when you're signing up for the LTD for someone, sometimes, actually, initially, you could sign up and then during the process when the person you've handed over the LTD documents to this person, you can actually, excuse me, when you've handed over the documents to this person, you can now sign up for the PSC code. But now you either sign up for it when the LTD formation is going on, or when you're about to check out, right? So that is what the PSC there means. Okay, so please, next, just click next. Sorry, I can't see your screen, Coach Frank.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So I've sent the link to Coach Frank before. So if you still need it, you can reach out to him. But for the sole purpose of this little session right here, sorry, hold on. Comments. Simple. Okay. So for the sole purpose of the, what do you call it, of this session, the link to do this is on your screen. Now, here is what happens. When somebody is signing up for the PSC, you give them the link, right? This link on your screen. So when you give them the link, they go on to the gov.uk link, that's for the UK Companies House link. They create an account. Tell them to create an account with the email they've given you to form the UK LTD. When they create the account, they undergo the verification process and then they'll give you the code. Okay. Next, please.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So when they've given you the code, for them to be sure, they have to click on the second link on your screen. Now, what this link will do is that it's going to check Companies House to make sure that what the code they have is correct, because some people might give you 10 codes, some people might give you 11, 12 codes, or they can make a mistake. So to be on the safer side, it is best to verify the codes first before you use that as a person's PSC while setting up their LLC, right? Now, when this person is doing this, they need just one document, their international passport. And when you have the international passport, normally for the Brits, for people in the UK, they can use their driver's license, they can use their cards, their international passports. But the UK understands that most people that sign up for the LTDs are not UK residents. So, excuse me. So they have given us provision for that. Now, to make things easier, when you're to sign up for the what do you call it, for the when they are to do the LTD stuff, there is a mistake people make. Next, please. There's a mistake people make. Now, people say, oh, my passport doesn't have the chip, right? Now, when you are doing this, they need to scan your chip to make sure that the name you've given them, and because when your client is creating this PSC stuff, right? They put in their names according to how it is inside the passport. Now, when you're putting their names according to how it is inside the passport, the next thing for them to do is that they'll put in their passport number. Now, when they put in the passport number, the gov.uk site is expected to confirm, to verify that the details they have given is correct. Share is next to the microphone. Yeah, I can't see that, my brother. I can't see it, honestly. I've tried it. I can't find that. So let's continue. Right. So when, what do you call it? When they've given their name and the passport number while running the verification, they have to they have to use their phones to scan, the passport, because there's a chip on your passport. Now, let me quickly show you that. It's a good thing we're doing this on video, so I can actually show you how to do that. This is my passport, by the way. So what I will do, and it's actually on your screen there. So the way it works is this. This is your passport, your Nigerian passport, yeah? This is your data page. This is your data page. Now you see this here. You see this. This is the chip, right? This is the chip. So to verify this, when the person is using their phone to do whatever they are doing, here is what happens. They take the chip they take the passport like this, and they use their phone's back camera, right? Now, sometimes to be on the safe side, you have to remove the pouch from your phone. Remove the pouch from your phone, then you have your passport like this, yeah? Then you bring your phone like this, just watch like this. That's all. This is all you need to do. So once you do this like this, observe. Once you do it like this, your camera here scans this chip. Okay? It scans this chip. So this is what they need. When your client has put in all their details, they can now take the phone with the camera and put here. It is advisable to remove the pouch on the phone, because sometimes the technology used for this is called NFC. So sometimes your NFC chip can be beneath your camera, can be over here. It all depends. So whichever one it is, if you try your camera and it doesn't work, you move the phone up. They move the phone up a bit like this. So in most cases, it will work. Okay. This is just what you need to understand. So once that is done, the verification process becomes complete, and they would get the, what do you call it, the 11-digit code, which is why I put that screenshot right here inside the what do you call it, the slide, so that you can see for yourself, know how this works. Okay, so that's about that. So when they are having that problem and they complain that, oh, it's not working, what I've just demonstrated for you here is what you should demonstrate for them. If possible, you can maybe tell someone to record it for you. And in fact, this is what you should do. Maybe when you are in a good environment, just call someone to record something for you. Have your passport. Just demonstrate this thing I've demonstrated for you. Keep it as a single video, so that whenever anybody reaches out to you to say, oh, I'm not able to get this, you can forward the video to them. So it makes things pretty easy. Another thing you can do is you can check on YouTube to see if there are videos. I think I found 2 videos about that, but they are not explicit, they are not very well detailed. But you can find these videos, still send to your clients on, and they can still use that for what it is they want to do. Right? So next. Now, the very next important thing you should know about the UK LTD is, as a formation agent. Now, if you've been doing US registration, US registration calls theirs registered agent. The UK calls theirs formation agent, right? So as a formation agent in the UK, there is something very, very, very important you need, and that is the ACSP code. Next, okay, yeah, ACSP code. Now, the ACSP code simply stands for Authorized Corporate Service Provider, right? It means you are an authorized formation agent for UK businesses, for UK LTDs. You have the commercial rights, the commercial power, if I should use that word, to set up a UK LTD for anybody, right? And as an ACSP, it can be, a formation agent that's authorized agent. It can be an accountant. It can be a solicitor. And then can be a company formation agent, which is in this case who you are. You're a company formation agent, right? Now, an authorized agent is different from a company formation agent. Have that at the back of your mind. An authorized agent is domiciled in the UK, is a UK taxpayer, authorized, has his or her business registered in the UK as an authorized agent. So you have to understand the difference. Now, a company formation agent is just someone like you and I who irrespective of our locations, we can help businesses form their LTDs in the UK. So that's very, very, very important. A solicitor, on the other hand, is more or less like, I'll just for a lack of better choice of words, a business lawyer. Then an accountant is self-explanatory. Okay. So no, please, no, let's stay here. So please, one thing you need to understand is that the registration fee is £63, and you pay that to the company's house. Next. Now the registration fee is $63. Okay, $63, and you pay that to the company's house. You don't pay it to any other person. It is only paid to the company's house. And you know, you have to understand that there can be other fees because there are specific industries you might want to set up an LTD for. And if you don't have the exact, what do you call it? If you don't have the exact um, legal right to do that, you cannot form some companies. For instance, if you don't have if there is this particular compliance stuff you pay for other than the £63 that lets you form businesses for pharmacies, cosmeticians, people who sell, very important services, legal services, financial services, and what have you. If you don't have that legal compliance certification, you cannot do that. So it's very important you have that at the back of your mind. Okay. Now, next. Now, one thing I want to tell you is this: having your ACSP is not necessarily important per se, or pay attention. But you can start with a client's PSC. And now, if you recall, I said that the PSC is simply person with significant control. That's their code, right? Now, let me explain. If the people you are signing up for have their PSC, you use their PSC. Sometimes, if they don't have the PSC, you use your ACSP, but you have to be careful, please. You have to be careful so that you don't get yourself involved in a business that can go haywire. Okay. While the PSC from the client is important, you still need your ACSP. Now, the ACSP will give you access to many things. Now, I was on call with Coach Franklin, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. I gave him some updates, which I'm sharing here with you guys. Now, these updates, if you are not a registered and legally backed up formation agent, you will not have access to them. You might be seeing them on YouTube. If AI is now recent, you get them there. Or if someone is sharing a blog post with current events, that's when you'll be able to see them. But in most cases than not, if you don't have your ACSP code, you will not be able to access some of these things. Now, again, you have to understand that you don't just rush in and create your ACSP code. Here's my advice to you: don't use your money for this. When people have reached out to you to set up UK LTDs for them, put some money aside from the monies they will pay you, right? Put some money aside. Now, when you do that, at the end of the day, you have, if possible, build up to £80, just in case. Build up to £80, and you take the £80, go onto the company's house website and create your ACSP code. Now, if you're looking for the ACSP code, you can Google it, or you can ask Coach Franklin. I shared that with him as well. So please note, it's very important. Then, one other thing that you need to understand as a UK formation agent is you need a UK phone number. It's very important. You cannot overemphasize this. It's very important. Now, I would say this: if you have more attention, if your focus is mostly on UK businesses, what you need to understand is you should have a UK phone number that does WhatsApp. Now, they can always reach out to you on WhatsApp. Sometimes you close deals on WhatsApp other than calls and chats. Excuse me. You close deals more on chats. Some people are like that. Most of the Brits I've worked with prefer, they don't even know my face. Like, they've not actually called me. We've not done video calls. But I'll tell you this: I have set up over, I think since 2021 till date, I don't want to exaggerate. I've set up more than 20 UK LTDs, more than 20. I'm not exaggerating. And 80% of them didn't call me. It was just, what do you call it? Just chats, just WhatsApp chats on my phone. And that's how we closed it. In fact, this tablet I'm currently using, I don't want you to go that extra mile, right? But this tablet I'm currently using is for everything UK business. This phone, this is a Redmi device. This phone is for everything US business. That's how I grouped mine. I'm not saying you should do the same thing. I'm just telling you how intentional I am about, forming LLCs and LTDs, how I've taken it to be a serious business. I have another desktop here, um, focused too on UK businesses. Then this other system here, they don't have webcams. And their webcams are very poor. And this other system here is for everything else. Excuse me. I'm so sorry about this. Unprofessional of me. So that's about that. Okay, next, please. Yeah, next. Next. Yeah, so now we're jumping into US LLCs. I know you have questions. There'll be a time for Q&A, so you can pen down your questions and ask me anything. I don't want to spend so much time on talking so that you don't forget what you want to ask, so that you don't get bored, because sessions can be very boring if they are too lengthy. Okay, so next, please. Right, so as a US registered agent, now I am touching vital points. Excuse me, if you pay attention, I'm touching only vital points. I'm not touching everything. And these points I'm touching, this is where you have the updates, right? Now, as a registered agent, there's a difference between commercial registered agents and a normal registered agent. Now, a normal registered agent, let's say Coach Franklin wants to set up an LLC for himself, his own business. He can be his own registered agent, no problems. But if he decides to start, forming LLCs for people on a commercial level, whereby he will charge you, you pay him, and he'll set it up for you, then he's going to be seen as a commercial registered agent. And for that, he has to, you know, excuse me, he has to register as a commercial registered agent in the states he wants to be registering in. So there are 51 states in the US. So let's say he wants to be registering for New Mexico, Colorado, New York, right? Yeah, don't worry, show it. I'm handling the 2 points as one. So let's say he wants to set up the LLC. He wants to set up LLCs for people, right? In New Mexico, New York, Colorado, these three states. Now, Coach Franklin has to register as a commercial registered agent in these states, right? He has to register as a commercial registered agent in these states. It is very important. Now, some states you can start off without actually being commercially registered, but it will get to a level where you've registered some LLCs. You will get a mail that you are not a commercial registered agent, you have to register. One of such states is Arizona, right? For Arizona, if you do not, what do you call it? If you start off registering LLCs for people and you don't become a commercially, recognized registered agent, oh, those of us who don't worry, I'm coming to that. So if you do not register after, I think it's 5 or 6 LLC. So if after the fifth or sixth LLC you have not commercially registered yourself, you can, what do you call it? You can, sorry, they will send you a mail and tell you that you have to register. Arizona can be lenient, but states like Texas will never be. So what I'll recommend for you is before you start, next please, before you start, here is my recommendation for you. Go to the Secretary of State of the website of the state you want to, um, You want to be forming LLCs, and so like New Mexico, go to their website. The enterprise, the something enterprise of gov. I don't have the link by heart. Enterprise of gov something. So when you visit their website, you scroll and look for that where you register as a commercial registered agent. Now, here's a trick to accessing these sites if you can't find them. Use ChatGPT or Gemini. In fact, I prefer Gemini. Gemini or ChatGPT, whichever one, right? Tell it, oh, I want to register as a registered agent in state of Colorado. Kindly give me the link to do this. Now it will send you the link, and then you take the link and then you visit. Go through their requirements. Most of their requirements are simply payments, then your passport, right? Sometimes you just need to scan your ID, then an address that you should use. Okay, these are very important. Now, by the time you do that, and for please, before you do this, use a domain email. Don't use Gmail, Outlook. If you use that, the scrutiny, that's they will be strict on you much more than someone else that uses something like support at coachfranklin.com, support at kenneth.com. You can use all these other emails that are working, but do not use Gmail, Outlook, and co. Don't use that. If you do, the approval rate will be very might be low. It will be there, but it will be low. Okay, it's very important. And some of these states have their required fees. Some charge $50, some charge $200. Right? It all depends on what they tell you they are paying. Now, as a what do you call it? As a registered agent in the US, you need a US phone number. But please, I want to say something very important. There are two ways to get the US phone number. You either have you buy a SIM card, which is very expensive, sometimes almost 200,000 naira, almost 200,000 naira, or you get a virtual number from Fanitel. Now, even if you don't want to use Fanitel, use any other service you want, but please pay attention. If you are going to be using a virtual number, understand that US WhatsApp will not give you a WhatsApp account anymore. No virtual number is allowed to have a WhatsApp account for the US again. So how can you solve this? Pretty easy. On this same Fanitel or any other virtual number supplier that you know, you can get a Canadian number. It's still the same plus one. Get a Canadian number. Use that for your service. And when someone in the US is calling a Canadian number, it is not expensive. When they are chatting you, it's not expensive. So it creates the visibility that you know what you're doing, your business is worth it. Okay, it is very important that you have that, because some people don't treat this as a business, they just treat it as, oh, I want to make money and move on. That's about that. So they don't take their time to build a business, solid business around this, right? Okay, Coach Franklin, some people have unstable network. You said there is echo from Coach Franklin's end. Yeah. A moment. Okay. I hope this is much better now. I have to
No,
turn off my phone.
no echo
So
from my end
that was what
because
someone said.
I turned off my mic. I just put it on,
Okay.
so there's no way that
I
they'll be
think
having
you
an
do.
echo from my end.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
so you need to have a phone number that you can be reached on easily. It's very important you understand that. Now, I know you say, oh, but I do this for Nigerians. It's fine. Still have that number. And I'll tell you why in a moment as we progress. Okay. I don't want to jump into it right now, but as before this session ends, I'll tell you why. Now, the next thing you need to understand is you need addresses. Now, it's not just about having addresses. You need to have addresses that will give you verifications, addresses that will give you proof of address. For instance, sometimes Stripe, PayPal, or any of these other businesses can actually be a pain in the ass. And if you don't have, sorry for using the a word, if you don't prepare yourself, you can get messed up, right? So on your screen, I'll still share this with Coach Frank, after this session. On your screen, you have addresses that you can use for the US and addresses you can use for the UK. Now, there are two things. Everything you see here is paid. But let me give you the best advice you can use for yourself. I'm assuming that when you're starting out, you don't have 1 naira. Forget the fact that you got the course from Coach Franklin. I'm assuming you don't have a single naira in your account. Now, all of these are premium services, but here's what to do first. For US, you can do either of two things. There are some sites that give free virtual addresses. Just Google it and type in free virtual US addresses. Use Google or use Gemini. They will get it for you. Okay. Now, when you do that, as you're registering for, as you're building up companies for people, and please pay attention. There is a mistake some people make. When the money comes, you set this up for people, you eat the whole money, and you're, oh, I've made money. No. Depending on how much you charge people, have a fraction set aside for this same business to push it forward. Okay. It's very important you know that. And one of the reasons why I said use Fanitel. Fanitel for phone numbers is very affordable. I think in a year they charge you less than $20. I think for US they charge you less than $20, and it gives you access to multiple phone numbers. Let me show you. Let me show you. I actually have what do you call it? I have multiple Fanitel phone numbers, and I use them for my business effectively without any problem. I get calls, and I get my calls and I can take them, you know, without any problem. My network here is messing up. Yeah, I thought so. Let me switch to Wi-Fi. MTN has been crazy this past few days. Okay, so let's continue. So as you know, I'm just trying to set up my network here because service is kind of poor. I wanted to show you how Fanitel has been working for me. Share Fanitel has been working for me. Now, a note of warning: sometimes Fanitel can be funny. The app, sometimes it goes off and on, and if at some point you might get frustrated. So let me show you. Okay, so this is it. This is my Fanitel. I don't know if you can see it properly. This is my Fanitel, and these are the numbers I'm using. Just a moment. Okay. Sorry. So these are the numbers I am using. If you look closely, you see three numbers. A Canadian number, that number has a WhatsApp account. A US phone number, I use it for calls, and a UK phone number, both for calls and WhatsApp. So this is Fanitel. I'm using it, so I only recommend something I use. Now, you can buy credit. The good thing with Fanitel is that if you have a Nigerian card, like your GTB card, you connect it to your App Store, your maybe Google Play Store, right? When you connect it to it, you can recharge from there. Now, this is how to use Fanitel. When you download the app, you understand how much it costs to get numbers. So let me just give you the info. Now we're on this session, so it becomes pretty easy for you. You don't have to break your head. So if you want to get
Yes.
and they also have Australian
Oh,
numbers.
yes. All of that is already on the all of that is embedded on the course for there.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
and
nice.
I don't think there's a recent updates for Fanitel
No, okay, no,
for
okay.
getting
I
them.
just wanted to.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
So if you have that already, it makes things pretty easy for you. Okay. Now, when you have your phone number, create your WhatsApp account and use that. Then show them the links to the addresses. So you can approach these addresses, right? These paid addresses, the one you see on your screen right now. You can approach any one of them and they'll work for you. Now, I know I said, please show them the screen. So I know I said you can start with free virtual addresses. Yes. Now, the reason I said that is I'm assuming you don't have a single naira in your account. So as you are setting up LLCs or LTDs for people with those free virtual addresses, which is still not bad. It is not bad. These companies exist those other ones exist. So when you set up your addresses, when you set up the LTDs and LLCs with those free addresses, you keep building your money. Then you visit these addresses on your screen, go through all of them, see the one that works fine for you, and then you can be using that. Now, here is another good thing you can do. When you pay any of these companies for an address, the people you form LLCs for can use the same address because you are their registered agent. Does that make sense? You are the registered agent. You can still charge people. For instance, what I do, if I'm setting up an LLC for you in the US, I have, I have accounts in Virtual Postmail, Regos, and DaVinci, three of them. I pay the subscription fees. But if I'm setting up an LLC for you, I am charging you a one-time fee to use the address. It's my address, but I'm charging you a one-time fee for that. The money still comes to me. It's the extra I make for that. So pay attention. So once you have this in place, it's very important. Once you set up with the free virtual addresses, you've made some good money. You can now come here and use my method. Create addresses here, be paying for them monthly. Let the monies people pay you be using them to pay this. Next. All right, so there are some explicit info that you have to note in this session that started becoming prominent from 2024, if I'm not mistaken. 2020, okay, 2023, 2024, but as of today, they are very, very important. Now, the first one is state tax IDs. Now, what are state tax IDs? For US businesses, apart from the EIN, the EIN is on the federal level. Okay. Now you need state tax ID. Now, if you're my Facebook friend or something, I believe Coach Franklin may have seen this one time where I talked about New Mexico um, sending out a message that existing LLCs and new LLCs moving forward must have state tax IDs, irrespective of you're doing business in New Mexico or not. Right now, for what it's worth, if the LLC is already existing, it is free. Then, as you're creating the LLC for someone, they can pay you. It depends on how you want to do it. Depends on how you want to do it. When you're creating a state tax ID for anybody, now some states will charge you, like some states will expect you to pay, but New Mexico doesn't. You can get it for free, right? But you can charge, of course it's not wrong. You can charge people that, okay, this is the cost for this is the cost of getting this for you, and they'll pay you. Because sometimes Stripe will ask for this, PayPal might ask for this, Wise may ask for this, or any other financial body. So it's very important that your client or your customer or whoever has a state tax ID. It doesn't expire, but sometimes you have to renew. And when you set it up for them, if there is anything from the state, they'll be getting the email. Oh, your ID is about to expire. You need to renew it. How much? $5, $10, $20. They do it. Now, most of these states know that as LLC agents or as registered agents, we charge for these things. So sometimes, if they are sending the mail to the client or your client, they don't tell them how much they are to pay. They just tell them that there is a correspondence that they need to pay attention to. You will now log in. You can now charge whatever you want. So if you see that, oh, the price is $10, you can say, okay, everything is $30, inclusive of your fee. Now, inclusive of your fee means, oh, it's even cheap to pay you for businesses that are serious, right? Next. Then the next one is letter of good standing. Now, letter of good standing here shows that your business is the business is tangible. Sometimes financial bodies can actually request for this. Now, if you do this for someone, if you get a letter of good standing for someone in the US, the person is living in the US, they take this letter of good standing to go to the bank in the US and create a legit physical brick and mortar bank account for their businesses. Okay, so most agents don't give this, so you have to be doing this. Now, let me tell you something. When you are giving these extras, charge for them. Don't just give it out for free. No, but I'll tell you how to do that in a moment. The next one is certificate of registration. This is completely different from the LLC documents you hand over to your clients. For each state has its own certificate of registration. It's not the same as the LLC documents you've given out to them. No. Now, some states as well will charge to get this. But states like New Mexico, I think Arizona, they don't charge for this. Okay? So you decide how you charge. Now, this is what I do. I tell you, okay, um, they reach out, okay, Kenneth, I want to set up an LLC. So I always pay attention. I always onboard my clients with a call. We must talk on phone, except if you've done your research and your questions are minimal. It's very important you speak to them. Now, here is what I do. I'll tell you the LLC, articles of organization, the EIN, the US business address, state tax ID, letter of good standing, and certificate of registration is inclusive in the fee, which also contains my service charge. Now, sometimes you don't even have to talk about service charge. Just tell them that all of these things are inclusive in the fee, right? And okay, so now you don't have to tell them about your service charge. Just tell them everything is inclusive in the fee. They'll pay you. Or you can do this. You are paying for the LLC, the EIN, articles of organization, state tax ID, and yeah. Now, as a bonus, no, you can say LLC and these other supporting documents, then the EIN and business address. Now, you tell them, as thank you for working with us, we'll get you your state tax ID, we'll get you letter of good standing, certificate of registration, or and your stripe. That's two. Or number three, which is my favorite, your LLC, your EIN, articles of organization, state tax ID, letter of good standing, and certificate of registration. So when you begin to put these things together, it qualifies whatever pricing you're giving them. That's the truth. So once you've done that, you now tell them, oh, that the Stripe account you set up for them is free of charge as a thank you for setting up their LLCs with you. People would pay you to do that. Right. So the next one, please. Please avoid setting up PayPal for US businesses. I am begging you in God's name. Now, it's not like it's hard, but for you, it might be because let me explain why. To get a US PayPal account, number one, a VPN will not work. It will not work. Number two, your average browser on your laptop will not work. Number three, your VPN browser on your phone will not work. Pay attention, it will not work. Number four, even if you are able to create the account, they will ask you for ITIN, individual tax identification number of your client. Now that one alone is a separate ball game. I'm coming to that in a moment. It's a separate ball game. Now the requirements for these PayPal things, they can frustrate you. Now another thing PayPal does is if you've provided all these things, maybe somehow you're able to, set up the account. The phone number to use, Fanitel phone number will never work. Your virtual numbers will never work. It has to be a phone number, a US phone number, not even another country. So if the person is a South African or a Nigerian, you can't use their phone number on PayPal. The moment you try it, PayPal will block the account, or they won't even let you change the location phone number. No, they would not. So for that purpose, stay away from PayPal. Now, even if you manage to cross all of those things and you verify the account, the moment you log out for your clients to log in, they will not allow him log in because He's logging in from a different device and a different location. Now, there is a way you're going back and forth. People can lock the account or they wait. The moment money comes in, the account is gone. So if I were you, if you want to still be hell bent, this is what you do. Have your own LLC. Now, this is crazy, but let me show you something. I know you can see three phones, right? You can see three phones here, with me, three phones. Now, I'm not having all these phones because let me show you. I'm not having all these phones because I feel like, oh, I'm some Odogu or Oloye. No, this is my personal device. This one is for my business. Then this one is an iPhone 6s Plus, old iPhone 6s Plus. Now, this phone is what I use for my PayPal, setting up people's PayPal account, iPhone 6. Now, the time on this phone is 2 minutes past 2. That is because it's using US time. And I use what we call a proxy on this phone, not VPN. And a proxy doesn't come cheap. Dedicated proxy every month for US costs somewhere around $9 to $10 a month. I use the same proxy too on this device, and the time on this device is 2 past 2 as well if you look at it. So these devices are strictly for US businesses. So it's to show you the extent to which you might go if you want to go down this business. It's not an easy one, but you can make money from it. Okay. So please stay away from anything PayPal, please. The next one. Now, the next point on that important info is know your client's country and use their own bank accounts for them. Yeah, leave it. Don't worry, just leave it. Right? Now, why do I say so? Wise, Mercury and Co. They've stopped accepting Nigerians. Gaskia, there is no way around it. You can ask Coach Franklin. We have brainstormed over this. We have done everything over this. We have thought hard. We've researched. I have spent money. I've spoken to people. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We've spent so much money on this, but it hasn't worked out. So this is what I advise you to do for your Nigerian clients. Use Gray. Gray has so far there is GeekPay, there is Clever, but Gray has the highest limits for me. Right? Every month, Gray gives you a limit of $30,000, but Clever gives you, I think, 5,000. GeekPay gives you, I think, 5 or 6,000 or 3,000. I'm not sure, but um, Gray gives $30,000. The only problem with Gray is that their rates are not as good as GeekPay. So that's why for me, and I already have an existing Wise account. I've had that since 2021. In fact, I have two. A personal Wise account I set up in 2012 or 2013, and a business Wise account I set up in 2021 for my US LLC. So as I'm speaking to you now, I cannot set up another Wise account for any of my other businesses. I can't. Mercury, I used to have a Mercury account. Mercury shut down Nigerian accounts in 2021 with my $10 inside. So it's not going to work. So my advice to you is use Gray for Nigerian clients. But there is something I'm working on, right? I'm doing my research every day, and there are 3 headways I've had successfully, but I'll talk about that probably in a few minutes. Okay. So please stick to Gray. Stick to Gray. Right. Now, don't worry, just leave it there. Now, on your screen, there's what we call the mental note. I put this together because I have seen a lot of people lose their head when it comes to LLCs and stuff. LLC businesses can actually pay your bills for a full year. I don't want to talk about how much I make. Sometimes I make some crazy profits as much as 400, 500K per person. Yes, sometimes. I didn't say all the time. Now, when I speak to you on phone, I can tell if you have the money now or if you don't have the money now or something like that. Okay. So that's about that. Now, someone asked a question here and said, for those of us that don't have customers, what do we do? Now, you need to take LinkedIn, X, that's Twitter, and Instagram very, very, very serious. Me that is saying this, my Instagram account is not active, but here is the problem. I used to have a former Facebook account I set up in 2009 and an Instagram account I set up in 2012. Guess what? Last year, August, Uncle Mark took both of them down. I lost my Facebook account of 15 years. I lost my Instagram account of 13 years. So I had to start from scratch, which is the new Facebook account I have since last year. And I'm finding it hard to even post. Okay. And my new Instagram account, I've not been able to post there for a while. In fact, if you check it, it just has my picture and my bio. Simple. So here's what I would advise you do: take X, that's Twitter, LinkedIn, IG, and again, Reddit. I forgot to add Reddit. Reddit, you know Reddit, the REDDIT, Reddit. See these four platforms I've called for you. If you take them serious, if you take them serious, you will find clients. Very easy. All you have to do are three things. Number one, be consistent. Consistency doesn't actually mean you should be posting every day. No. On these platforms, answer people's problems, reply their problems, solve their problems. And when you do that, I'm assuming, like I said, you don't have money with you, don't have money to run ads or anything. Solve their problems, go to their posts, find posts with those problems, give them solutions. Even if you don't know it, take their question, go to ChatGPT, put it in there. Now, let it give you the answer. Don't copy it verbatim. Once it gives you the answer, you have an idea of what to say. Go to that post, write it there, and send. The more you do that, people will trust you, right? So I have two X accounts, but there's one of them that has over 1,000 followers. I'm no more using that account for anything tangible. I dumped it because X doesn't let me run ads on that account. So the new one I created, I'm in Nigeria with you, but if you check the account, it shows US, location US, everything US. Why? Because I'm using a US proxy. I'm using a US proxy on this phone. And this is where I have the X account. And like I said, my time here, if you look closely, my time here is, 2:18 p.m. Friday. This is Texas time. And the proxy I'm using is Texas proxy. Okay. So I turned off my location on this. How did I do that? I turned off my location on this phone, turned off everything, complete location, everything. I turned it off. Um, I don't use Uber and Bolt on this phone because they need location services. When I turned it off, I wiped the phone, formatted the phone, and I installed a proxy. I paid for proxies, for the phone. So now, this is the phone I use in chatting Coach Franklin, speaking to him, even if I'm connected to Wi-Fi or anything. Excuse me, my phone reads that I'm in the US. And it works very well for me. Sorry about that. Excuse me. So it works very well for me. So that's something you can do. Take X, take X, um, LinkedIn, Reddit, and IG very serious. Now, someone will ask, how do I make posts on IG? I don't know. My background is no good. AI is making everything beautiful now. Even with this session we're having, if this is a pre-recorded session, I can change my background, change my clothes. I'll be in some kind of studio. Nobody will know. Learn how to do that. Then when you learn how to do that, go and do research on the kind of content you should be posting on Instagram. You can post 2 times a week, 3 times a week. You don't have to post every day. Posting every day does not mean you get customers or clients every day. Because if you do that, at a point, your Instagram account will lose relevance and you will not know the next thing to do. All right. So next, please. Now, do not charge chicken fees. Most people do this, right? Now, I know that, okay, let's say New Mexico, filing for the LLC is $51. Then EIN, if you go to Fiverr or like Coach Franklin taught you, you don't spend so much. So give or take, your expenses might not exceed $150. Now you see some people charging $200 for this. And when I see this, I feel like giving you a hot slap. Why would you charge $200 for an LLC when there are people charging $1,500? I know someone who doesn't spend up to $500 to set up an LLC for a particular state, but she's charging $1,500. So $1,000 goes to her freaking pocket. Not me, I know her. I don't charge up to that, but I know her. I didn't learn it from her, but we started the business together. Do you understand? So you see that your fee is $200 for all the expenses, and then you say, oh, I don't want to lose customers. You now charge them $250. Don't try that. Nothing wrong in charging 400, even 500. Nothing wrong in doing that. Why? Because when you charge premium, the respect is there, and people understand that you are giving premium stuff. And let me tell you this: if you charge $250, somebody will go online. He will see someone charging 500. You see someone charging 600. You see someone charging 499. You see someone charging 800. And you are charging $250. What do you think will happen to you? They will see you as a scammer and someone that is not serious. You don't know what you're doing. Even if you have all the answers, they will not pay you. So pay attention and stop charging chicken fees. Okay, next. So the next thing is you should learn to be charging recurring fees as a registered agent. Now, what do I mean by recurring fees? Always tell people that, okay, your registered agent fee is inside the money they are paying you the first year. So let's say you want to set up an LLC for Colorado and you want to charge $599. Now, this is what to do. You tell them LLC, don't break it. Don't say LLC is $20 or $50. Don't try it. Do not hold your 2 ears. Do not try it. Please, I beg you in heaven's name, because the moment you do that, they'll go and do it by themselves. If they make a mistake, they will come and meet you and they'll give you chicken fee. So pay attention. You tell them the LLC fee is inclusive in fees. And each state has, you tell them every state has their own LLC registration fee, which is true. You tell them the EIN. The EIN fee is there. You tell them the state tax ID fee, everything you want to charge is in there. And you tell them that you are not charging them registered agent fee for the first year because they are working with you. But from next year, your registered agent fee is $99 a year. Go online and check it. LLC companies charge registered agent fees. The cheapest out there is $99. Don't say because you're in Nigeria, you don't want to lose customers. No way. People have the money to do that. Okay, so it's very important you know this at the back of your mind. When you have this at the back of your mind, you will not make mistakes. So from subsequent years, charge them $99 as your registered agent fee, and they will pay you. Today alone, two people have signed up from set up LLCs for them, and one of them, I told him this. You know what he did? He paid for LLC fees and paid for the next year fee because he doesn't want any problem at all. That's what he did. So today alone, I've taken almost more than 1,000 US dollars. And by the time I'm done setting up the LLCs, right? If I'm not mistaken, I should be keeping almost $800 or $700 for myself. That is it. This is how it works. Next. Now, another thing I will tell you is this: build a business around this. Build a business. Don't just do, oh, hit and run. No. Which is why I said you should take LinkedIn, X, and IG very serious. Now, let me say this. If you have an existing LinkedIn account, leave it. Create a new one for this. Except if you followed Coach Franklin's teachings to create a LinkedIn account for your business, that's fine. Do the same thing for X and IG. Now, I noticed something on X. X is racist. Sometimes, if they see that your account is not in the US and you are trying to enter the US audience, they will ignore you. And please let me say this: stop consuming Nigerian content. I understand that Coach Franklin is teaching you. Yes, he's a Nigerian. That's good. But stop consuming Nigerian content. The reason I am where I am today is I don't consume so much Nigerian business content. I consume foreign content more because tell me how. Okay, I'm coming to that in a moment. I'm going to blow your mind. Something that you guys never knew was possible. I shared this with Coach Franklin the other day. He was shocked. Now, um, Stop consuming Nigerian content. Learn about foreign stuff. I know you say, oh, I'm a Nigerian. Ignore that. This is for your brand and for the money. I am money minded. I'm an Igbo man. Call me whatever you want, but the money is very important. Now, when you consume foreign content, you begin to see things differently, right? You see things differently, you know things differently. The Nigerian factor will leave your brain because an average Nigerian will not want to charge 400,000, 500,000 there for setting up an LLC. They'll tell you, oh, I can't. But for me, I do that as in I don't even look at your face. I will qualify the reason for that fee. If you don't want, no problem. If you don't want it, no wahala. I will not bother you. Which now leads me to the next thing. Do not beg anybody to sign up with you, even if you are broke or dying. Please pay attention. Do not beg because the moment you do, next please, the moment you do, here is what happens. The oldest form of advertising is word of mouth. So let's say, for instance, Coach Franklin set up an LLC for you. Maybe reached out to him and you said, "Ah, sir, please, please, please," or no, then maybe he doesn't have enough money with him and he needs some good amount of money. And instead of you to pay him the maybe let's say $699, maybe I'm just using that. You guys now beat it down to $499 or something. And he says, okay, bring the money. Now, what Coach Franklin doesn't know is that when you set up that LLC for him, sorry, when he sets up the LLC for you, the person that receives the LLC, that is you in this case, if another person needs an LLC, the fee Coach Franklin collected from you is what you tell that person to go and pay Coach Franklin. The fee Coach Franklin collected from you is what do you call it? Is what you would tell that your friend to pay Coach Franklin instead of Coach Franklin's fee. So you see how that is a big problem. That's a very big problem, and that is something you don't want to do because the moment you started it, and the moment you put yourself down there, you think, oh, I'm getting more clients and more customers. I tell you, the day because what do you call it? Some of these states, I think like Texas, some of these states increase their state filing fees. Now, if they ever increase their fee and you talk about that, nobody will look at you because they feel that, oh, you're charging jigging fee. Maybe this one he wants to make extra money from me. They will leave you and move elsewhere. Have that at the back of your mind. Now, the next thing is um, automate, automate or build a startup around this, right? It's very important. Automate or build a startup around the LLC business. The LLC business is a virgin business that has um, so many opportunities there. Don't just limit yourself to what you think you know, right? There are many things you don't know and you may never know till you leave this world. So, but it's very important that you automate, right? You automate some things or you build a software around the LLC stuff. Okay, so currently I'm working on something called Venture Stack. It's something like that, but I'm not going to go into details because uh, it's just what it is. So you build this. When you do that, even if you charge $50 million tomorrow for someone setting up an LLC, they will not doubt you because you already have a business, going for that. You have a solid and tangible business that backs up your expertise. Okay. Now, the next thing on the list is something like I said I shared with Coach Franklin, which is get an ITIN. See, let me remove my glasses for this because I'm going to speak to you now like a typical Igbo man. So if you're not from the Igbo tribe and you don't like money, or maybe if you're not from the Igbo tribe or you don't like money, I'm sorry, but I just have to teach you the way we reason. You see, information is power. And if you don't have that information, you'll be left behind. Do you know that as a Nigerian, in fact, anyone living outside Nigeria, outside the US, can build what we call a US credit system? Pay attention. You can build what we call a US credit system. Now, what do I mean by that? A US credit system gives you access to US credits, US loans. Yes, as much as $5,000, 10,000, 25K, 30K, name it, right? Name it. A US business gives you, I'm sorry, a US credit system gives you access to that. I want to show you something. Hold on. There's this group on Telegram I'm on. I paid $199 to join this group. Um, this is it. It's called Scale with Credit, right? What? Let me tell you what we learn here. We pay $199 every year. Sorry, $299 every year to be on this group. What do we learn? How to build US credit history. And when you build your credit history, you can now start getting credits from the US. You can get a credit card from Capital One, from Sapphire, from any of the US banks. Yes, you can, right here in Nigeria. They ship it to you. Now, why is that? Because you have an ITIN. Now, an ITIN is like a US social security number. Now, the full meaning of ITIN is individual tax identification number. Now, with that ITIN, ladies and gentlemen, when you get it, at the moment you'll be on zero. So what do? You go to the US website, you pay for your card, $10, $20. Now you collect a $30 loan or $10, $30 loan. Just let it be. Give it like when it's about to expire, pay back the $30, pay back the interest on top. Your credit system starts going up. If you understand credit system as a person, then this is going to be very easy for you. You can do that. And when you do it, my dear friends, you begin to build a US credit system. My startup now, I've already started doing that for that. I've hit, I think, 40 something score on the credit system because I just registered for the ITIN last year, November. Now, the ITIN takes 6 months. You cannot do it by yourself. You cannot do it by yourself. Let's just be realistic. You can't do it by yourself. And what most ITIN accountants will collect from you will be somewhere around 100 to $200 or $300. I know it's expensive, but it is worth it. Now, let me tell you this: when you have your ITIN, you can create solid bank accounts, solid US bank accounts. I'm not talking about Gray. I'm not talking about any of these other companies. Solid US bank accounts that you can use to sell anything on this planet. Now you open your account, and you start putting money in there. You're building your credit system in that bank. The bank starts seeing, oh, this person is making money. They will be the ones to mail you, send you email and say, okay, we have cards for you with a credit limit of $1,000, credit limit of $2,000. Now check this out. You get that card. If you're building a startup like myself, you take the money, put into your startup, and blow it without even having to depend on all these virtual these investor monies, because if you go and look for investors, they'll take a huge chunk of your business and the decision making process will leave you, like it or yes. So with that, you'll be able to build good credit system in the US, but you are in Nigeria, you are in Ghana, you're in South Africa, you are in the Kalahari, you're in Mozambique. It doesn't matter, but you're building that over there. And when you build it, you have access to the US financial system. Lord, it's the best so far. Take it from me, right? The person that told me this thing first, I didn't take it serious, was a Ghanaian. This guy was in Ghana and received 80,000 US dollars credit on the card. With that card, they sponsored his free trip to UAE. He went there with his wife. I'm telling you, all expenses paid. Now, but that's not what I'm talking about. Now, the most important thing there is when you have that ITIN, it opens you to a world of multiple possibilities. There is no website you go to that will say if you're not an American, you can't. You say to hell with you. They'll ask you for SSN or IT. Take that your ITIN, put there. They will allow you. Now, check this out. Let me give you this sweet combo. You have your ITIN, you have your US LLC. Did you know that if you want to relocate to the US, it makes everything freaking easy for you? Go and do your research on the EB1 and EB2 visas. Go and do your research. Go and do your research. If you do your research on them, come back and tell me that what I said is a lie. This LLC and the ITIN combined will help you move over. It's pretty easy. Whether Trump has banned Nigerians or not, it doesn't matter. It will help you move. They will help you move over. So start planning for this. Everybody here under Coach Franklin's tutelage should start planning for this. Now, how do you get your ITIN? Pretty easy. You can go to the IRS website, okay, and check for approved CAAs for Nigeria. That's number one. Or number two, you go to Fiverr, search for verified ITIN people that can use. Now, please, they can scam you on Fiverr. Chicken, gaskia. So, baby, what I would do is I would get you the person I used, share it with Coach Franklin. Coach Franklin will now be the one to dispose it to you guys. So you guys can use that when you want to. Okay. Now it's gonna take 6 to 8 months. ITIN does not EIN comes out in 7 to 14 working days, but ITIN can take 6 to 8 months, sometimes even 1 year. Yes. The US lawyer that I wanted to pay charged me $3,000. I told him no, that was too much. I couldn't afford that. Not that I didn't have the money, but it was too much. So I had to use this other person. And it worked out fine for me. Please. Now with that ITIN, I have a personal PayPal account. And PayPal too gives you credit. Stripe can give you credit. There's this amount of money you process on Stripe, like 11K. Stripe will give you credit, $15,000 credit. They'll be getting their money small, small. When you make further transactions, they're taking the money small, small, plus their interest. But you have access to that credit to put in your business. Which Nigerian setup has that for you? Yes. Credit score. Someone asked, can you create ITIN with a business LLC? Yes, you can, but reach out to them. They're in a better position to explain everything for you. Someone say yes, very true, especially the EP1 green card. You are very informed. You know what's up. So the EP1 green card is I'm telling you, EP1, EP2, these are the best ways to relocate to the US now as I'm speaking to you, right? So get an ITIN, plan for it. It might be expensive. Start planning for it. Small, small in your small savings, plan for it. And I'm telling you, that's one of the best decisions you can make for yourself tomorrow. I've talked about this on my Facebook page. Nobody took me serious. I left them. I after the post stayed there for like 1 month. The reactions were just small. I just deleted the post because people were not serious. I left it. I moved the post from there. Right? So that's about that. Now, the last on the list, which is on the mental note, I think we stayed here long enough. The mental note is Google Alerts. Next, please, Google Alerts. Now, what is Google Alerts? Now, if you are in this business, you have to be very, 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 um, very, you have to be recent. You have to always get the right information that is always hitting your inbox every time. Now, Google Alerts is like some kind of apropos that you set up on your Google account. Anytime somebody makes a post, a what do you call it, a blog post on Google or anywherever, you will get it in your email. Right? Let me show you. So I currently have Google Alerts, Google Alerts on my phone for the following. Let me show you. Sorry. Now, as you can see, look at it. Google Alert. If you take your time to look at this, you see that I have Google Alerts here for Stripe, PayPal, startups, and then the stocks. I buy US stocks, right? I buy US stocks and I collect my dividend. So all of them, all the companies I buy stocks in, then any news about PayPal, about Stripe, about startups, sorry, I get them here. This phone. I get them here, right? And it makes my job very easy. It makes my job very, very easy. Sometimes I don't even need to go and do research. I'll just check this. And once I get the Google alerts, I've gotten what I wanted and I move on, right? So please set up Google alerts for your system for LLC, UK Ltd, Stripe, PayPal, Company's House, EIN, and the glossary of words you need for the LLC and LTD. Set up Google alerts for them. It's very important and they will help you in this business. And yeah, thank you. So if you have your questions, now is the time to ask.
Mr. Kenneth, thank you
Mr.
so
Kenneth, thank you
much
so much
for this
for this
section.
section.
We
You're welcome,
appreciate.
We
bros.
appreciate.
Yes. So we'll spend an hour 41 minutes already having Mr. Kenneth speak with us. So what you would do right now, just type your question. If you have three questions, type it in your phone notes first and copy it and paste here. If you have just one question, type it in your phone notes and copy it, then paste. So that's how we'll roll. So please go ahead, do that, and let the questions start coming in. As the question come in, I will flag the question on the screen there. All right, everybody can read and why Mr. Kenneth will respond to it. All right, so I have few questions I want to ask
Okay.
so that we can make progress quickly. Now, so far, my training covers US and UK, and were what I taught them is basically after. Okay, there are some preambles we need to make before we start the registration proper. So,
Mhm.
number one question is this: um, if we want to set up an LLC for a US company, for instance, for uh, New Mexico,
Mm.
that's what we are setting the LLC for, New Mexico. Is it best we still use free address, or we should go for a paid address?
Okay. All right. So the answer to that question is pretty simple. Now, for someone who is starting out, I would always say you can get a free address. Okay. Now, but if you have the money, if you have money, the addresses links I dropped in, in our slides, you can
Yes.
set up any one of them. And the thing, like I said during the training, I said, for me, what I do is when I pay for an address, let's say New Mexico, I pay for an address and it's under my this thing. As a registered agent, your clients can use your address on their LLC. Okay.
Okay.
So what I even do is, yes, I have paid and I'm paying the monthly subscription fees. Sometimes I move the costs to the people I set up LLCs for. I do that in most cases, right? That's number one. Now, if for people that don't have the money and they're starting out, they can use virtual addresses. There is actually a particular website. I'm trying to see if I can remember the name. It gives free um, addresses for every country on this planet. I will remember it once I get it. I will send it across to you guys so you guys can use
Okay.
it. So the website gives free addresses, and when you have that, you can you can use it for your LLC registration. That's how I started. That's how I started. Now, apart from that, there are two types of addresses, right? There are two things you should know about addresses. There's what we call the mail forwarding. There's the mail forwarding address, and then there is the normal physical address. Now, mail forwarding addresses are virtual addresses, and sometimes some of these companies will reject them, right? Some of these companies reject them, like PayPal will reject it, like it or
Mm,
yes, and some other companies too. But for LLCs don't care. Stripe doesn't care. Your EIN doesn't care. But PayPal most times can be the bottleneck, which is why I always tell people that please stay away from PayPal if you can, right? So I'm still trying to find that address, but let me not waste your time. I will get it. Then there is the mail forwarding address. That what it does is this: if you are, if you receive a mail, Like, because in the US they call mail, they have mail and email. If you receive a mail from the IRS or from the government, if you're in Nigeria, these mailboxes will scan the mail for you and send you the PDF to your email. So you can now see the content. Maybe someone sends you a check, or maybe something, someone does something and you just need proof of that. They can do it for you. So that's for mail forwarding. Now the address systems I dropped on your screen, they also offer that. But the difference between what I gave you guys and mail forwarding addresses is that mail forwarding addresses would not give you proof of address. Okay. But these ones I gave you will give you like a building lease agreement. So that building lease agreement serves as your uh, proof of address, in place of utility bill, in place of phone bills. And yeah, that's how to navigate that.
Okay, because
Okay,
I
because
know,
I
I know
know, I
we
know,
had a
we had
challenge
a
trying
challenge
to
trying to
verify
verify
WISE at that
whys
time.
at that time.
WISE will always
Why do
require
you always
us to
require us
upload proof of
to upload proof of
address,
address,
utility bills, and
utility
all of that.
bills, and all of that?
So at the
So
moment,
at
I
the
think,
moment, I think,
what do you suggest we
what do you
do
suggest we do?
if we want to
If
set
we
up
want to
an
set up an
LLC
LLC
for
for
for a
and
client?
for a client,
Okay.
What
what
should be
should
the
be what
process?
should be the process?
Process one:
Process
get
one,
the phone number,
get the phone number,
either for Fanitel,
either for Fanitel,
for the clients,
for the
either for
client, either
US
for US
or UK,
or UK,
either
I mean
Canada
either
rather,
Canada rather,
Yeah.
so that the client
so
can
that the
onboard it
client
on
can
WhatsApp.
onboard it on WhatsApp.
Process two
Process two,
is it we
is
get
it
the
we
free
get the
address
free address
from
from
that free address
that
now.
free
Is
address
it
now, is
that mail forwarding
that main
address?
forwarding address.
So
Okay.
So
every free address
every free
seems to be
address
like a
seems
mail
to be like
forwarding
a main
address.
forwarding address.
They won't give you
They
proof
won't
of
give you
address.
proof of address.
Okay. So let me explain on that, right? Now, like I was saying, I said for now, Wise is not accepting Nigerians. But I have a Ghanaian. Wise is accepting her business, right? Accepted her business. She's a Ghanaian, and I set up her account in January. That woman has processed over 135,000 US dollars. So I was even surprised that they accepted the Ghanaian, they didn't accept the Nigerian. So it was really crazy, but it is what it is, right? So now, here is the process. When I give them the form to fill, um, during the process, I tell them, okay, get a funny telephone number that's for US. Now, here is the thing. If at all we are going to be using Wise, um, and the person, I tell them, I say, look, for Wise, if you want to be using Wise, which we can try, this is for non-Nigerians now. For Wise, here is the thing: you will get a US phone number. You have to be maintaining it for that Wise account. But if you need a WhatsApp, you will now have to get a Canadian number. So they'll be like, "Why? So you're saying I should get two numbers?" I'll say yes, but it's not compulsory. If you feel you don't need WhatsApp for that, if you don't need WhatsApp for your business, forget about the Canadian number. Just get the US phone number and use it for Wise. Probably use it to take calls, but you cannot use it to do WhatsApp. So I always explain these things to them. Now, on the grounds of the free virtual addresses, that's why I said there are a couple of things, right? You have the free virtual address, you have the mail forwarding address, and you have the one I gave. In fact, let me say four. Let me say four, right? The free virtual address, which is so there is. I'll find that site and I'll give you so you can share to your students. That site can give you virtual address in any place on this planet, right? And sometimes some of the addresses are actually physical. But if you use those addresses, you cannot receive any document from anybody. All right. So I know the kind of businesses I use that one for currently. That's number one. Number two, you have virtual addresses that you actually pay for. Now, the virtual addresses you pay for are called mail forwarding. Now, this mail forwarding address, these mail forwarding systems, um, if you use it for your EIN, your LLC, your Stripe, or Pay and PayPal, when the US government, maybe the IRS or the Secretary of State sends a document to you, what happens is that they mail it to that address. It's just like if you watch US movies, you see something like some kind of PO box outside their homes that they go to check the mail. They just take it. they just take it and they just take the letters and put in the mailbox. So at your own time, you can come out in the morning, go there, pick up your mail. So that's what these mail forwarding addresses do for you. So when they send such emails there, these companies will take the email, scan it for you, and send to your mail. That is the mail forwarding address that you pay for. Then the third one, I've actually used what I was doing one time when I think paper was becoming an issue. What I would do is I'll go to real estate websites. I'll look for a house or I'll look for an office, not a house now, an office. There's what we call there's what we call I'm trying to remember the name. It's in Ikoyi, it's in Lagos, where a building exists. Okay, office space. That's the word, office space. So you go there, you take their address and set up your Stripe, PayPal, and everything. It's not a problem. But if you want to be receiving their mails, you will pay them. If you want to be receiving your mails or something, you still pay them. So, but if you don't want to pay, just get the address and use it. I have done that. There's nothing to hide about that. Then the last but not the least is these ones I put in the PowerPoint slides I shared with you. So these other ones here, what they do, the difference between this and those ones is that this one has address, this one receives your mail, and this one gives you proof of this address you are using. The other three will not give you proof, except maybe some of them might want to, they don't give you proof. So that is that.
Okay.
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 So,
So
why is my stuff
why is my
echoing?
stuff echoing?
Oh, this thing is echoing.
It's echoing.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hello,
Hello,
can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can hear you.
But it seems it's
But it seems
echoing.
it's echoing.
No, it's not echoing here. It's not echoing here. Maybe it's your network.
Okay, but you can hear me,
Okay, but you
right?
can hear me, right?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, better.
All right, better.
So,
So
because
because
we
we
now you also talked about
talked about
you. Now,
you.
I want to
Now
get a
I want to get
template
a
for my
template for my
students
students
so that we can
so
get it
that we can
clearly.
get it clearly.
Number one
Number
template
one
is
template is
at the moment
at the moment
for you.
for
What do
you,
you think
what do you think
is
is
obtainable
obtainable
in terms
in
of
terms
okay,
of okay,
a client
a
comes to you
client
that
comes
you
to
want to
you that you want to
register
register
his company,
his company
and you finally say
and
okay, you want
finally
to
say
register,
okay, you want to
you finally speak with the
finally
client,
speak with
and the
the
client
client and the
decide
client
to
decide
register
to
that same
register
company
that company
in US, in New
US
Mexico.
in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a
Can you give
template
us a
of
template of
how we should go about
how
the
we should go
process
about the
now,
process
theoretically?
theoretically?
Okay, step
Okay,
one,
step one,
get
get
get this.
get this.
Step two,
Step
get
two,
this.
get
Step
this.
three, get
Step
this.
three, get this.
Step four, get
Step
this.
four, get this.
Okay.
Okay.
Once you have gotten
Once you have
your
gotten your
certificate,
certificate,
you also talked
you also
about
talked
getting
about
certificate of
getting certificate of
registration.
registration.
Mm-hmm.
Then you talk
Then
about
you
another
talk
thing
about
again.
another thing again.
Oh,
Oh,
another stuff you
another
talked
stuff
about
you talked about
tax,
tax,
state tax
Yeah,
state
ID.
state
tax
tax
ID.
ID. Yeah.
So
Okay.
before what
So
we
before
know
what we know
is get
is
the visual
get the visual
virtual, get
virtual
the
get
phone number,
phone number,
do the
do
registration,
the registration,
and obtain your
and
article
obtain
of
your
association, article of
article of
yes. Then
yes.
you
Mm-hmm.
obtain
Then you
your
Yeah.
obtain your
the certificate that they normally give.
certificate that they normally give.
Mm.
Then we
Okay.
proceed
Then
to
we
getting
proceed to
EIN.
getting EIN.
Yeah. All right.
Then before we
So
proceed
Before
and
we
get
proceed and get
WISE.
white.
Now WISE is out
Now
of the
white is
box.
out of the box.
yeah.
The obviously
Now
will get
obviously
gray,
you get gray,
get a US
get a US
USD
USD
account
account
Mm-hmm.
from gray. Then
from
we will
gray.
now
Then
move
we will
to
now move to
Stripe, open
Stripe,
Stripe, and
open
link it
Stripe, and
together.
link it together.
Yeah.
So we just want
So
you
we
to
just
give us
want you to give us
Okay. The
a
rundown.
template of
a
a
template of
rundown.
a rundown.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing I do is I send out a form. Now, in that form, let me see if I can pull it up here. I'll just read it out for you. Okay, someone filled out your LLC form. Now, when you send your payment, the very first thing I do is my form contains the following. Number one, your full name, first name, middle name, last name. Number two, website email address. Now, if this person doesn't have a website, we can use their LinkedIn account, but it has to be that the LinkedIn account that the person is using is synonymous with the LLC business they are opening up. So, for instance, if you want to run a soft, say, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so if you want to run like a marketing agency and for your LLC, your LinkedIn should be talking about that. Like, this is what you do, right? It doesn't matter if it's your personal LinkedIn, it's not a problem. If your LinkedIn is talking about, what do I use now? Talking about cosmetics, and you want to open an LLC for, social media management, you should have a website for that. If you don't have a website, you can't use your LinkedIn. So these are the two things. This is that. Then another thing, I'm looking at the form I'm speaking to you. Another thing here is we need the name of your business, right? So your business name, let's say your business name is Motion Web Builder. So we use that for your LLC, Motion Web Builder LLC. Then the next thing is, what does your business do? Is your business a web development company? Is your business an AI company? Is it, you tell us the niche of your business, copywriting agency, web development, or what have you. You tell us the niche, right? Then we'll ask you you upload your passport. Our form has where you upload your passport. So your international passport, which is what we use. And then after that, we also have another section on the same form where you give us your login to your email address. It could be a Gmail. Now,
Yeah.
I know
Mr.
that.
Kenneth, Mr. Kenneth, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Please
Please
just drop your
just drop your
questions.
questions.
I'm starring
I'm
all the
starring
questions that
all
are
the
coming
questions that
in.
are coming in.
As it's
Okay.
talking,
As
drop
it's
your
talking,
question.
drop
I'm
your
starring
question.
all the
I'm
questions.
starring
I
all the
have four.
questions. I have four
We'll start now.
cards now.
Immediately
Okay.
answer
Immediately
this.
answer
I will
this.
start bringing
I will
up
start
their
bringing up
questions
their
one by
questions
one.
one by one.
And as I
Okay.
as
As
I
I
bring up their question
bring
on
up their
stage,
question on stage,
I will unstart them so I
on
will know that
start
we
them
have
so I will
answered
know
those
we have
questions.
answered the questions.
Okay. So as
All
I
right.
was saying,
All right.
on the same form, we have a section where we ask them for their email address and their passwords, right? So I know that some businesses have a custom domain email address, but for some reason I prefer to use Gmail, and I'll tell you why. When you're setting up Stripe, you need two-factor authenticator. So that Gmail account has, by default, you can download the authenticator on your phone. That's why I designated one phone for business. So anybody that gives me their Gmail, sign into it on my phone. I download Google Authenticator. I use it to protect their Stripe, protect their New Mexico login details, and everything. Okay, so that's why I use Gmail. Now, when I have the form, this is the process I follow. First thing is I go get the address, right? When I get the address, I also tell you, okay, please, I'll need a phone number. I'll need a phone number. Now, the form I'm giving them is already what they have. They don't know that they will need a phone number, but you can actually add a phone number and you explicitly say US phone number. But that is why I say this. Whenever we onboard, before the person makes payment, I tell you about, hey, if you are doing something that needs a US phone number, please know that a virtual US phone number cannot do WhatsApp. So it is now left for this client to know if they would still get a US phone number and a Canadian number at the same time. Okay. So that's how I do that. Now, when I get the address, I have a phone number, I set up the LLC. When I'm done setting up LLC comes out. There are three documents that they give you. There are three documents that they give you, right? The LLC gives you three documents. Your certificate of incorporation. Well, let me pull it up here so that I can read them out for you guys. There are three basic documents the US, New Mexico will give you. So when it gives you these three documents, the next thing you do is you now file for the EIN, because the EIN will need the name of the business, the name of the owner of the business, and the person's supposed house address, which is the US business, right? So what you will get from when you file for the LLC is notice of approval of initial filing, number one. You will get certificate of organization, number two, and you will get domestic LLC articles of organization, number three. So these are the three documents you will get. And when you get these three documents, you now move on to EIN. Now, when EIN is ready, that is when you can now come for the what do you call it, the state tax ID, because the state tax ID needs your EIN to already exist before it gives you that. So once you have your EIN, you can now apply for state tax ID, letter of good standing, and certificate of registration. Now, state ID, state tax ID, and certificate of registration are usually bundled in one PDF, but the PDF will have 2 pages, right? So they're usually bundled in one PDF with 2 pages. Then letter of good standing is a separate PDF document on its own. So once you have those, and these three, once you are doing it, it's coming out immediately. It's not something you do and wait, right? So once they come out, you now go to register for Stripe. But before Stripe, you need a US bank account. So what you can do is, while you are working on the LLC, tell the person, okay, go to Gray, create an account with Gray, and I need the USD account. It's in their personal name. It's fine. You're a non-resident alien. Those other taxes don't apply to you. Okay? Those other taxes do not apply to you. Hold on a minute, please. Those other taxes do not apply to you. Now, once you've done that, you have your bank account from Gray. You now go to Stripe. You go to Stripe, you put in the correct details, you set up a Stripe account. It will take them like 2 or 3 days to completely verify it, and you're good. So that is usually my process. Then when I'm done, I bundle all of the documents, upload them into the email, and then I send them to you, and our business is concluded.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
for
So
now,
for now,
the banking
the banking
system,
system,
the payment gateway you
payment
set up for
gateway you
your
set
client,
up for your client,
you just Stripe,
you just Stripe,
right?
right?
Yes, it's Stripe. For now, here is the thing. Every other payment system you can think of are US owned, and anything US owned needs an SSN or ITIN. Okay. Now, Stripe is not a US business, it's an Irish business from Ireland in Europe,
Okay.
but they have a US headquarters in California. So that is why most of the rules don't apply to them. So, but for PayPal, Lemon Squeezy, Braintree, RDN, and what have you, they need the item to function because they are US owned businesses. So that's how that works. Now,
Okay.
for the banking system, like I said, we are working on too many things. I don't know. I'm still doing my research. I have spoken to three lawyers in the US. We are working around the clock to find something we can do. I found one, but for me to set up the account, they just told, because I'm in Nigeria, they can't give me an account, so I gave up. And the restriction just happened last month. As at March, February, it was working for Nigerians. Yeah.
Okay. You talked
Okay,
about
you talked
registered
about
agent,
registered agent.
and you talk about
I talk about
okay.
okay.
You talked about being
You
a
talked
registered
about being a
agent,
registered agent,
and as
Mhm.
registered
and as
agents,
registered
you
agent,
can use your
you can
own
use your own
address
address
Yeah.
for your
for your
clients.
clients.
Can you throw more
Can
light
you
on
throw more
that?
light on that?
Okay. So let's say I have someone that wants to have an LLC, right? As a registered agent, you have your US address, you have your Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, whichever one. Now, legally, business wise, and LLC wise, right? There is nothing wrong. There is no problem in using my New Mexico address as a registered agent for my client. Because when you're doing the research, if you set up an LLC for someone in the database in the Secretary of State, your name or your company name is already there. So if they are using your address, it's fine because the person is automatically paying you to use your address. Okay. So as a registered agent, you can make money in two ways when it comes to this. Every year, they renew their address with you, and every year you are the registered agent. That's how it works. You can also check maybe other LLC companies to see how they function, but this is the ideal structure. Okay. Now, it is not compulsory to use your address. If you want, you can get another address for them. There is nothing wrong with it, but it is still legally acceptable to use a registered agent at your registered agent's address for the client. In this case, you are the registered agent.
Okay. So going about this register agent, now each of the states has their own link to register as a registered agent. Or one
Yes.
registered agent register for all
No,
the
each
whole
state
states in
has,
the US.
yeah, each state has its own structure, link, and in most cases, the fees. It's not like the UK. The UK formation agent is
It's
a
just
central thing.
LTD. Mm.
Yeah, the UK formation agent agent setup is a central thing. Once you've done that at the center, it works for every province or county in the UK. But for the US, you must each state has its own, just like each state has their own cost of filing an LLC. Each state has its own structure. So that's the way it works.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I think let me pick up those questions we have here and let's plug in it.
Okay. Okay.
I'll pick from the first. This is the first question we have on the screen.
Okay. So as someone who is based in the UK and you're new to UK US registration, how do you go about the ACSP? So, like I was saying, I said the ACSP is not completely or exclusively mandatory, right? Um, if your client has the what do you call the PSC code, right? If okay, let's say you have 20 clients and each of them has their PSC code, you can use their PSC code for them. But if they don't, right, and you want to use your ACSP code, it's fine. But like I said, it's very, you have to be careful. It has to be someone you can trust to an extent because if they are held for money laundering, you'll be held accountable. You'll be nabbed. And the real reason why the UK brought about the ACSP code and PSC code is just for money laundering, anti-money laundering scheme, right? So when they made theirs into law, that's when Nigeria started talking about SCUML, SCUML, right? That's when Nigeria started talking about that. So what you will do in your case is simple. Have your ACSP code. You're already in the UK. Have your ACSP code, right? And for you to have your ACSP code, you must first be a formation agent. So as you are, what do you call it? Excuse me. As you are signing up as a formation agent in the UK, you're applying for your ACSP code at the same time. So once you get it, you keep it. Now, anybody that comes to you, be it a Nigerian or whatever, let them have their PSC code. Now, your ACSP is going to be beneficial to you in the future because of number one, updates. Number two, the ability to set up LTD in different counties and different provinces, right? So it's very important you understand that part. It's very important. So you don't have to worry so much. Just get your ACSP code, and let your clients have their PSC. It's very important. So you can pay them, and like I said, the registration fee for that in the UK or to company's house, whether you are in the UK or not, is £63. Get it, and you're good to go. Right.
All right. Next one.
Okay, to UK LLC. No, when you are setting up your payment system, you tell them this is where your business is registered, UK, right? And if you are setting up a UK stripe, you don't have some of those things. But just be advised that the major difference between a US LLC, US PayPal and UK PayPal is this. For US PayPal, If the deposit is made into your account, you cannot collect that money until after 21 days, right? So if I deposit $700 into Coach Franklin's US PayPal account, he can only withdraw that money for the first time after 21 working days. Now, subsequently, he will not have to wait for that long. But if he stays for a long time and he doesn't use it, the same thing applies to him again. Now, for the UK LTD PayPal, here's the thing. If I deposit 700 pounds or dollars into your PayPal account as a UK LTD, you cannot withdraw the full 700 dollars or pounds. You can only withdraw like 500, 600. They will keep a part of it because the laws that apply, the financial laws that apply in the US, not apply in the UK. These payment systems are subject, they obey the laws of the land. Do you understand? Unlike Nigeria, that is a lawless place. If you mess up in the UK, if paper messes up in the UK, the government can sue them, and they've been doing it. So if you want to open a UK PayPal account for your clients, it's fine. There isn't so much restrictions. The only issue I have with the UK business system is that their taxes, they cut neck. It's cheap to set up but expensive to maintain. Most people in the UK own businesses in the US. I'm telling you the truth. I had a UK LTD for dropshipping. I made over £100,000 in 2020, and my taxes alone hit £45,000. So I shut down the business, and that was it. Yeah, so you're good.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Next.
Next. Okay, I already have an LLC which I opened before the new updates. Okay, first of all, like I said, Nigerians can no longer use Wise and make you now. Let me. There's a caveat here. Not necessarily that we can't use, but here is a problem. Wise will allow you to sign up, but you will not have a USD account on Wise. You can have British pounds, you can have euro, you can have other currencies, but you see the USD, you will not. Now, I also set up businesses in Canada for people. I have a lady, a Canadian, a lady in Nigeria. We set up her LLC for her and Wise. It would be funny enough to let you understand that Wise did not still give her a USD account, but they gave her a Canadian bank account, British pounds, euros, and other currencies. But that USD, they will not give you as long as you have um, your Nigerian passport on your account. They will not give it to you. So what you would do in this case, my brother, Thinkers Edge Africa, just use your gray. Now, if I get any updates, I always share updates with Coach Frank. Anytime we talk about updates. So if there's any update on the banking system, he'll be the first to know and he would push out the information to you guys. So the best to use now is gray. Let the person open a gray account in their name. I open a gray account in Kenneth Wakama. I have my No Age Media LLC Stripe connected to that gray account. Easy peasy.
Next.
Next. Thanks for the training session. I said if I can register NGO for you guys, no, possible how to go about this. Yes, it is possible. For you have to know the kind of NGO you're talking about, and for the UK, you have to check UK laws for NGOs because the laws for UK NGOs are quite very. You have to be careful. That is one of the many reasons why there's an anti-money laundering system for the UK. Whereas for the US, it is not that strict. But let me tell you this, from my experience, the best place to set up an NGO in the US is you should either do um, Wyoming, right? You should do Wyoming, not Delaware, please. You should do Wyoming. You can do Texas. You can do um, I think Georgia. You can do Wyoming, Texas, Georgia, and New Mexico. Yes, but not very. New Mexico is there. I'll give New Mexico like 7/10 for that. Okay, but these are the places to do it. Please don't register in any other states because the kind of taxes they'll be paying you'll be crazy. And also know this, please, before you do business with anybody, know where they are living. If the person is living in the US, The taxes that don't apply to you as a non-resident alien outside the US applies to them. It's very important to know that. Know where this person is living so that you don't go and burn yourself. Yeah. How do we go about charity church registration in the UK, sir? Oh yeah, it's not much of an issue. Just like the NGO, uh, the policies in the UK get as it be. So, excuse me, what I would advise you to do is do your research, take your time, and for this purpose, I would recommend you um, use Gemini and ChatGPT to check. Now, the reason I say Gemini is not very good with brainstorming. Gemini is good with getting up to date information, but not brainstorming. ChatGPT is best for brainstorming. So when you do your research on Gemini, take your results, go to ChatGPT, put it there, and come up with your best answers. Or better still, visit the company's house website or the uk.gov website and look for their policies on charity. They'll tell you the businesses I've set up in the UK are agencies, software companies, tech companies, and what do you call it? A company that sells clothing for babies. So I've not really done charity and church, but for me, for to do this, what I've told you to do is what I would do. Yeah. Okay. No, the banking system, Gray in Nigeria gives you access to a USD account. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to go to the bank to do that. The only way to get normal US bank accounts now is to fly to the US, which to me is freaking expensive and doesn't make any sense, which is why you have Gray and the rest. So Gray is there to offer you a virtual account that Stripe accepts. PayPal also accepts it, right? So the account that Gray gives you is a physical account. But how do I put this? It's just like if you have an OPay account now, a merchant OPay account. Under a merchant OPay account, you can create sub accounts, right? So that number one original OPay account is where the money enters. Then when people that need when people that own the money now want to access them, the original OPay account sends money to those smaller OPay accounts. That's the way Gray works. So Gray gives you a bank you can use for PayPal and Stripe. You don't have to worry about anything else. Gray, GiGPay, and Clever. But Gray is the best because of its limits. Its limits is higher than every other fintech out there, unless there is an update that I'm not aware of, which is not possible. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Briefly summarize the process of the registration. What registration? Which registration? Because I talked about many things here. I think Coach Franklin's course does justice to US registration, UK registration. The only thing that I talked about here that might not be in the course is for US businesses. Once I get your details, once you fill my form, I need a US phone number. I will tell you to do that, or maybe Canadian phone number, but you know, and all of that. Then you upload your ID card, which is international passport to be precise. Then I start with the LLC first. Once I set up the LLC, once LLC is out, I get the documents. I now apply for EIN. Once EIN is ready, I now get the tax ID, state tax ID, certificate of good standing, and what's the other one now? What's the other one called? Letter of certificate of registration and letter of good standing. Then when I have this, I now move on to the bank account, which is great. But what I do, you don't need those things to create great. Once you submit my form, I tell you start creating a great account so that if there's anything you are having issues with concerning them, you will sort it out within 1 week before I would need it. So once that is ready, I now take that, create a Stripe account for you, put in your account number into Stripe, and we're good. Same thing applies for the UK too. Gray also gives British pounds account. Okay, so for the UK, you can use that. However, there are some banks that work in the UK, but Revolut will not let you as a Nigerian, they'll tell you that you must drop your visa, whatever. Lloyd Banks will never allow you. Although I created a Lloyd Banks account, but I cannot log in because the card, the address they sent the card to, I don't have it. I don't have the address, so I cannot approve the Lloyd Banks account. So I just let it go. I already have Wise accounts, two Wise accounts that I've opened far back. So I'm good with that. Okay, next. Well done. Thanks for the insight. Is it all phone? Okay, yeah, that's a very wonderful question. Omar King. Not every phone, and that is why I said to be on the safe side, if your phone doesn't have NFC, um, you know, your camera, your camera can serve as your NFC scanner, right? Your camera can serve as your NFC scanner. And I think for iPhones, I think this little, this smaller, this thing here serves as your NFC chip when there is no, um, excuse me, when there is no NFC scanner. So that's what to use. Now, to be on the safe side, when you're doing that, always remove the pouch. Remove the pouch from your phone. Remove the pouch. Sometimes phones without NFC chipsets have worked. I've seen people without NFC phones that when I learned this thing was for my LinkedIn verification, right? And the phone I used at the time, I think it was this phone, so I think it had NFC. I can't really say, but my phone, this phone has NFC on it. So that's about that. Not every phone has it, but to be on the safe side, when you're doing that verification process, remove the phone pouch. It will help you. Easy peasy. Yeah. Okay, to be a registered agent, must you register your LLC in US or UK first? Yes, depending on where. Now, let me say this, right? Let me say this. Like I said, if you don't have money to start, this is the Nigerian factor coming in. If you don't have money to start, you can the first time you do, you can use your name, Kenneth Wakama. You don't have to be a commercially registered agent yet. Just maybe for one or two people. That's why I said for a state like Arizona, if you register LLCs for like what do you call it? If you register LLCs for like 4 or 5 LLCs, provided you're using that one email, they'll send you a mail that you're not a registered agent, yada yada yada. So you have to just pay and become a commercially recognized registered agent for Arizona. So what I would advise you is set up your first, second, and third LLC. Plan for that. Oh, sorry, you are skipping questions. There's a question you skip, Coach Frank. The person talked about proxy or something. Don't worry. Okay, okay,
And
okay, okay, okay.
finish with this. When we finish with this,
Okay.
we get to
So
result.
um when you don't have enough money, just sign up first. Register for some LLCs. Don't cross four. Don't cross 4 or 5. In fact, to be frank, let me just give you my. This is how I work. Don't cross 5 without being a commercially registered agent. So once you've done up to 5, you should have saved money. Go to the SEC website and sign up, right? If you don't know how to get the link, use Gemini. Gemini will get it for you. And please note, some of these LLC states, like New Mexico, you can't use Nigerian IP to access their website. So what you can do, either of two things. Sometimes if you use a VPN, it will not show, to still block it. So you download this browser, Opera browser, right? Opera, I use Opera GX on my laptop, Opera GX. Now Opera GX comes with an inbuilt VPN that is strong. So you can use that. When you use that, you'll be able to access New Mexico, um, Arizona, be able to access those. Or if you have an RDP, remote desktop protocol, which is I use it a lot. You can buy that, but every month I think it's $10, depending on the specifications of the system, right? Then for the UK, what I would advise you to do, like I said, I'm working with the Nigerian factor here. So what I would advise you to do is use people's PSC code. Don't register it. By the time you've done like 3 to 4 or 5 registrations, you got around your £63 saved. You can now register. And whenever you register for US and UK, don't use your name again. Use the name of your business. Okay? Use the name of your business. So if you are doing in New Mexico, register your business in New Mexico as a registered agent, and then get your EIN, and then do the rest. You don't need to do much. You're not doing much for yourself. Yeah. So next one. Can someone register more than 2 to 3 states for RA with one LLC? No. 2 3 states for one LLC. If you register businesses in New Mexico, your registered agent function only functions in New Mexico. It cannot function in Colorado unless you set up a registered agent business in Colorado. That's the way it works. For me, I work with New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, South Dakota, South Dakota, I think, Tennessee. So I work with like 8 states, and each of these 8 states, I'm a registered agent in all of them. But here is the thing: if your business name is Passport LLC, let's just say, if you create Passport LLC in New Mexico, it cannot do business in another state as a registered agent. So you have to create the same Passport LLC in another state, like that, like that, like that. But what companies do to make everything smart is this: they register one business name across every state they're functioning. So if your LLC name is PSC, register in Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Illinois, like that. That's use the same name for all of them. That's how it works. Yeah. How can we become the formation agent? Is there a link for it, sir? Like I said, just go to Gemini, type, okay, I want to sign up as a formation agent for UK LTDs in Company's House. Kindly give me the link to give you that instantly. Next. Amazon does not accept Gray, so how do we go about a US bank account like Wise? It will shock you to know that Wise is equally a virtual account. Mm. And why don't they? Now, pay attention. Depend on the name of the bank. But as of today, GeekPay sent me a message that they are changing bank accounts again. I don't know why. USD, but for the longest I've known GeekPay or Renest has been using Wells Fargo, and Wells Fargo is one of the best banks out there, Kaskia. So if Gray is not working with Amazon, try GeekPay or Renest. Renest is Raenest. Renest. Just try them. Their account should work. Okay. But like I said, Wise account is also the account that they give you on Wise is also a virtual account. It's also a virtual account. So if you ask me, let me look at this and show you my USD account. My USD account. Let me see. On this is Wise. This is my Wise account. As you can see, it's saying Community Federal Savings Bank. Community Federal Savings Bank is not an existing bank. It's a fintech, and Lead Bank from Gray works better. My Amazon KDP account was shut down because I didn't run a verification. I pleaded with them, and they shut it down. So I just ignored it because it wasn't giving me good money. So I don't have much information of that. But if Gray is not being accepted on Amazon, try GeekPay or Clever, CLEVA. You can try any of these two. They should work for you. Next. Next one. Okay. I'll use proxy site dedicated. Okay, the proxy site I use Decodo, right? Decodo, DECODO. Now, please pay attention. If you're going to use any proxy site, what I use is residential proxy. Okay, most of the proxies there are all um, all these VPN proxies. That's what they will sell to you on many of these places. But I use dedicated proxy, and dedicated proxy is I am limited to 3 for $10 every month. So I have 2 US, 1 UK, right? So that's why on these tablets now there's a UK proxy And as you can see, it's working fine. It's not breaking. Then there is one US here, and then there's another US on this phone. So that's how I use them, right? Decodo, DECODO.com. And like I said, it's residential proxy. Or just look for the plan that has 3 proxies for $10 a month. I can't remember the exact name, but that's what I use. And please, let me tell you this. When you buy a proxy from them or from any company whatsoever, test the proxy to make sure it is not a VPN IP they are giving you. Now, to do that, I don't know the exact word to use. Just go to Grok, use Grok AI, Grok by Elon Musk. That AI is very underrated. Now, I'll tell you that these are the IPs you were given for a proxy from a proxy company. I want to know if they are real proxies or if they are VPN proxies, VPN IPs. And to tell you the truth, because sometimes the first time I bought, they gave me nonsense. I had to attack them seriously, and they gave me what I wanted. So that's just what it is. Okay, next.
So that is
So
all.
that is all.
Okay,
That is all the
That is all the
questions.
questions.
okay,
No questions
No
again.
questions again.
All the questions have
All
been
the questions
answered,
have been
and we've
answered, and
spent
we've spent
about almost
about
three
almost three
hours.
hours.
Almost three hours.
Almost three
So I want to
hours.
say
So I
thank
want to
you.
say thank you.
So
So
I need you
I need
to
you to
just give us your
just give
last
us your
word,
last word,
your last
your
advice as
last
we shut
advice as we
in
shut
this
this
this section. We've really
section.
tried.
Really tried.
So your last
So your
advice,
last
you want to
advice,
give
you
to
want
us,
to give
okay,
to us,
this is what you
okay,
should
this is what you
do.
should do.
These are the
These
things
are the
because some
things,
of them are
because some
really
of them
having
are really having
challenge in
challenge
getting
in
clients.
getting clients.
You know, any
You know,
business
any
you do,
business you do,
uh,
uh,
the thing is,
the thing
client does
is,
not
client
come,
does not come,
it's not to walk in the
not to
park.
walk in the park.
You have to
You
go
have to
hunt for
go
them.
hunt for them.
Some of them,
Some
since
of
they
them,
bought the
since they bought
course
the course
for over a year
for over
now,
a year
have
now,
not got one single
not
client.
one single client.
Some of them,
Some
the
of them,
inquiries they
the
are
inquiries
getting
they are getting,
says they will not
says
close the
they will
deal
not
before
close
the
the deal
client.
before the client.
So what's your last
So
word
what's your
for us
last word
to
for us
just this section?
this
Thank you,
section?
sir.
Thank you.
okay. So number one, like I said initially, take LinkedIn, X, IG, and Reddit very serious. If you don't have if you don't have accounts on these places, open new ones. I don't know how you're going to do it, but let your X account be reading US. Now let me show you because ever since I created my own, I created this account in 2023 and 2024, but for some reason I wasn't active, and I don't know why I did it. Something just said create the account, and I did. And when I did, it was the best thing to happen to me. So this is my X account. Take a good closer look here. You see, account based in United States, right? Account based in United States. This is my X account, and it's one of the best things to happen to me. Okay, my full name to connect with you, sir. Okay, I think Coach Franklin will tell you that, or if I can I say that here?
You can go ahead.
You
You
can
can
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
You can
Okay,
go ahead.
okay. So you can find me on X. My username on X is at Diken Wakama, or you can just type in on X Kenneth Automating Business. Look for this DP on X. This is my Twitter account. Then uh, for Facebook, just type in Kenneth Wakama, and this is what my bio looks like on Facebook. As you can see on Facebook here, to tell you that I'm living in New York. Wonderful. So this is what my profile looks like on Facebook. So you can connect with me here, Kenneth Wakama. Then LinkedIn is just Kenneth Wakama as well. I use the same DP on LinkedIn for Facebook, and we look at that. I've not opened my LinkedIn account in a few days, and I have over 25 notifications. So that's really something. So this is what my LinkedIn bio looks like. This is my LinkedIn bio. This is what my LinkedIn bio looks like. So my name is Kenneth Wakama on LinkedIn. My name is Kenneth Wakama on. Sorry. Excuse me. Kenneth Chibikem Wakama on LinkedIn. Kenneth Wakama on Facebook. My LinkedIn and Facebook use the same DP. My X is at the Ken Wakama. You will see my head looking up with my big head and my glasses and all that. You can connect with me on X. So back to what I was saying. Take X, LinkedIn, and IG and Reddit very serious, please. On Reddit, don't make posts. Just go and see people complain about stuff. Give them solutions. Give them solutions. Don't make any posts. In fact, for the next 1 month on link on Reddit, don't make a single post. Make suggestions to them. Suggestions. LinkedIn, you can make posts and make suggestions. But what works well on LinkedIn is comment, then make a post. Comment, make a post. I don't know. Maybe because of everything I'm doing, I don't have all the time in the world. But my LinkedIn account is one of the busiest accounts. I have just 200 something followers there, funny enough. But the kind of engagement I get on LinkedIn, I don't think I've gotten it anywhere else. Well, then X, take it serious. I have just 723 followers on X, and it's still something that is growing. Reddit, I don't have followers there. I'm just still growing. What must we do to show our base in US or UK, please? Okay, for me, let me tell you what I did. Like I said, if you were been with us, see this phone is a Redmi Note 13. If you have the money, go and buy any Android phone. Android to be precise, not iOS. I use iOS here. I already have two iOS devices. This is an Android phone. This tablet is an Android tablet. So my recommendation is this: number one, get a US or UK proxy, whichever one you want. But for me, I have both UK, I have US and UK proxy. Number one. Number two, this tablet I'm using now was solely bought for UK business. I'm not saying you should go and do the same, please. I only do this because other than my LLC, I have another agency business I'm running. If I talk about here, many of you will crucify me. It's not, I don't steal money from people, but I build white label platforms for creators in the US and UK. But this tablet is strictly for the UK business. Okay. So I formatted this phone and the tablet, turned off locations on both of them. No location. I don't use Uber, Bolt, or Google Maps on any of these devices that would ask me for location. And I changed my time. Like on this tablet now, it is 8:38 p.m. in the UK. Same thing in Nigeria. On this phone, it is 3:38 p.m. in Texas. So I have my US IP here, my US proxy here. So this is what I use. Now, after putting the proxy on the phone, I created my I created my Facebook account, and I already had my LinkedIn account, but logged out everywhere. And let me say this: if you want to be using your social media accounts the on the on the device you're using, right? Don't log in anywhere else. Let it just be on this one device. Don't log in anywhere. Don't be tempted. Let it be on this one device. So that way, all your digital footprints will be like, oh, this guy's in the US, so no need. And I'm telling you, imagine on my Facebook account, I see Stripe ads, something you don't see in Nigeria. I see PayPal ads, something you don't see in Nigeria. I see, credit ads. I have a lot of ads here that talk about credit. In fact, there is this app here I just downloaded today. It's called Kickoff. This app is going to help me increase my credit score. Kickoff. This app, as you're seeing it here. So that's why it's on this phone. So everything on this phone just simply talks about US, 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 and that's about that. So as you take X, LinkedIn, and IG serious, you will have more clients. Now, IG is important. I want to do that. There are courses out there or AIs out there that I record a video like this. I make my content. Now, the AI will change my background to like a studio effect. Make it look like I'm a Black American. And trust me, when I'm speaking to people outside Nigeria as an LLC agent, they cannot tell I am Nigerian. That's why now, at the moment that I have this cough, I do not take calls. I take my time to explain, illustrate, and make you understand what you stand to gain if you work with me on this business. You notice the tone, the accent switch. So that's just what it is. Now that I'm having this cough, you will not see me take any calls. I won't do that because my real accent will shoot out. So that's that. Build your businesses And when for you, let me just tell you what to do. Get this proxy, create a new X account on the proxy phone, maybe Facebook if you want, LinkedIn if you want, Reddit. And once you do that on that phone, don't log in anywhere else. Let it just be on this phone. If you have another account for something else or your Shalaye, no problem. But this one is strictly for business. Right. Now, how do I get most of my clients? Yes, I get them from from X and LinkedIn. The only client I managed to get on Reddit wanted to scam me. It's an Indian guy. I was having second thoughts. He wanted to use my own payment system for his business. Told me, oh, he's going to be paying me $2,000. And I'm like, ah, nah, nah, nah. This nigga wants to scam me. So I just pushed him aside, right? So I get my clients mostly from X, LinkedIn. I've gotten like three from Facebook. I won't lie. Facebook is also good. It's just that sometimes people on Facebook have some kind of mentality. No, no disrespect. They have a mentality that if you're not doing what they want, they will not buy from you. So that's about that. Lastly, build a business around this. Don't treat it like a hit and run business. Automate anything you can. Build a startup or a software around this business. That's where the main money is. I'm telling you. Yes, the LLC thing comes, but not all the time. There are months I will stay and I will not get a single client. Sometimes 2 or 3 months, no single LLC clients. It happens to me. But when they come, they come. That is why I charge high so that to cover for those months I didn't get. Build a business around this. Make sure to charge recurring fees as registered agent. Don't charge chicken fees. If I see you charging any fee, any small fee, and you're Coach Frank student, I will lose my respect for you instantly. Then plan to get an ITIN. Plan to get an ITIN. Plan to get an ITIN. I'm singing this like a song. Plan it. Plan it. If you are going to go and hang out and spend money on drinks or yeah, I'm not saying you should not do that. Or if you're a guy here and you're pushing multiple women, or you're a lady here, you want to go and spend on your girls, save some money for item. What item will do for you, these people will not be able to do for you. I'm telling you the gospel truth. So that's about that.
Sir,
Sir,
Eshe, so
Shane,
thank you.
so
We
thank you.
appreciate
We are prepared
for this
for
section,
this
and
section,
we do
and
not take it
we
for
do not take
granted.
it for granted.
We search,
We
we
searched,
we
we
we demanded
we demanded
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
We have lasted
We have
for
lasted for
over two
over 2
hours.
hours.
Okay, and
Okay,
we
and
appreciate
we
your time.
appreciate your time.
We appreciate
We appreciate
uh,
uh,
your calmness
your
in
calmness in
explaining most of the
explaining
things
most
to us.
things to us.
If there's any
If
other
there's
thing
any
that
other thing that
challenges they are facing,
challenges they are facing,
definitely from
definitely
time to
from
time,
time to
I'll be
time,
reaching
I'll
out
be
to you
reaching
via
out
your
to you via
inbox.
your inbox.
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
and most
And
especially
most
now,
especially now,
I think
I think
for those who want to
for those
register
who want to
companies in
register
UK,
companies in UK,
the major challenge they
major
have now
challenge they have now
is registering their
is
PLC
registering their PLC
and getting the
and
six-digit
getting the
code.
6-digit code.
So I think that
So I
comes
think that
immediately.
come immediately.
In fact,
In fact,
before they start the
before they start the
process, I think
process, I think
that should be even
that
be
should
cleared
even be
first.
cleared first.
Yes.
So the
So
links
the
to
links
send
to send
to their
to
clients,
their client,
um, the
the
processes. I think
processes.
I saw
I
a
think I
video
saw a
too
video too
on YouTube.
on YouTube.
It was not
It
really,
was not
really
really
explicit.
explicit.
And I also did a
And I
short
also did a
video,
short video.
but I couldn't
I
proceed
couldn't
because
proceed because
I couldn't proceed
I
to
couldn't proceed to
scanning
scanning
The passport.
the passport.
the
But
passport.
then I
But
was in the
then I was
office
in the
and my
office
passport
and my
was
passport
at
was
home.
at home.
Okay.
So
So
those are the things
those are the
they are
things
facing.
they are facing.
For the banking
For
side,
the
I
banking
think
side, I think
we have
we have
a clear
a
direction
clear
now.
direction now.
A clear direction
Clear
based on
direction based on
forget wise,
get
go
wise,
for
go
way,
for
and
way,
link to strike.
link to strike.
So
So
now,
now,
before we go,
before we
at
go,
what point
at what
do we
point
get
do
the
we get
tax,
the tax,
the
the
state tax
state tax
and the
and
certificate of
certificate
registration?
of registration?
Okay. So once you have set up the LLC and you've applied for EIN and you've gotten the EIN. This is when you can now register for the state tax ID, letter of good standing, and certificate of registration. Um, I don't have. I don't have. Let me see. I don't have. I don't have that document here. I would have. Okay, I think I have it on this other system. Let me see if I can open it. So you can get those mostly after you've gotten your EIN. That's how it works because the state tax ID and what have you request for. So let me just show you guys. Let me see if I can turn this. Oops, sorry. See if I can. Let me see if I can. Okay. Okay. Oops. The camera thing is going to be funny. Okay, so if you look at
Okay.
this is the registration certificate, right? And this is what it looks like. Then this is the tax ID, right? This is the tax ID. This is the state tax ID. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, registration certificate and the tax ID are embedded in one PDF, right? So this right here is the tax ID for this person, okay? This is this person's tax ID, and this is the person's company name, Motion Web Builder. And this is for a New Mexico LLC that we set up. So that's just what it is. Sorry, this camera is kind of inverted, so I'm not getting. I don't know if you guys are seeing anything at all. Sorry, let me, or maybe I'll just share the PDF with you, and then maybe you share it with your
Okay.
people. Okay. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that is better that way. The reason this is breaking like this is because the camera is kind of inverted. So yeah,
So
that's
quickly,
that. So
what of
quickly,
we that
what
have
of we that
what
have
of we that
what of
have
we that
like me
have
now, I have
like
my
me now, I
LLC
have my
registered
LLC registered
In New Mexico.
in New Mexico,
in New Mexico,
in
Yeah,
US.
you can.
How do I
You
go about
just.
How do I go about
Well, what you do is, um, okay. I'll look for a video and send you the link on YouTube. It's a YouTube video. It will help you. Okay, but you have to use a VPN. Your Nigerian IP will not allow you access it.
Then definitely I
then
have my
definitely I have
Opera.
my Opera.
Okay. Okay.
Then I have
So
it.
I have it.
yeah. So that's what you use. Okay. Now, since you already have your EIN, it makes everything easy. You just go there. Uh, what do you call it? Just go there to their website. Follow the procedure, and it's foolproof. Now, there's a place you will get to. They will ask you for
Is,
SSN or
is it
ITIN.
is it
Is
free?
it free?
Yeah, it's free. It's free. It's free.
Okay.
Okay.
It's free. Yeah, it's free. But sometimes I charge for that.
You charge client for
You
it,
charge client
definitely.
for it,
You charge
definitely.
client for
You
Yes,
it.
I
charge
do.
client.
I do.
Mm.
So I mean, it's if it is, they should go and do it because this is something that is not quite easy to even achieve on your own.
It's
In
not the
fact,
street on it's not the street for
It's
you
not
to
the script for you.
my brother, it took me like 2 days to figure it out. 2 days. So and yeah, so the 2 days you have to pay for it. But anyways, that's what you do. Now for UK LTD, already existing UK LTD companies, if you are here and you've done UK LTD business, UK LTD filings previously, reach out to your clients and tell them about the PSC code. Hmm? If you don't have money, reach out to them and say, oh, look, you need to get this. Is the new US. If they say it's not possible, go and look for an article and send it to them and rest. Nobody wants to look for you, right? The ITIN I talked about, I said save money for it.
for it.
Sometimes some chartered accountants will collect as much as $100 to $300 for you to put your documents in order. And it takes 6 to 8, 9, 10 months, sometimes 1 year to get it. Mine took more than 6 months. So once you've what do you call it? Once you're ready, you can go to the IRS website, look for the CAA for Nigeria. If you can't find it, I'm going to send you the link to someone that you can use on Fiverr, or you go to Upwork. Go to Upwork. Upwork is even much more reliable. Go to Upwork, tell them you need an
No,
item,
you
and
share.
they will ask you questions.
Fiverr is still better, but just that Fiverr before you pay them, you need to have you need to have a paper.
Yes, that's the problem with
That's the
Fiverr.
problem with Fiverr. So if you are on Fiverr, you don't have an existing paper before that you link your uh, virtual dollar card to, you may not able to make payments. That is the truth. But the person you gave up for PIN, you are still using him till today, and it's still very
Okay.
effective.
Okay.
So it's still very
So
effective. Lastly, before we shut down, we are shutting down. What is your advice for us that register our business in US since 2023 till now? We have not done anything. Is there any filing? Is there any tax we are supposed to pay? Because and we are not doing anything.
um depending on the state where you formed your business.
Definitely
Dep-
Colorado or New Mexico.
okay. Now, for Colorado, you should check if your LLC is still active. Number one, because your LLC might have been delinquent.
Okay.
Because now and then the problem now is that the card to use and make the payment is another big deal, because those people can be very, very, their system can be very, very funny. That's where my main LLC is, Colorado. And before I paid that, I had to send someone money in the US. She paid it for me. Some of our virtual cards don't work to renew, but the first filing, it's pretty easy. For New Mexico, if you've not done anything, New Mexico is kind of friendlier. They don't really do much. They know. In fact, let me say this: the IRS knows when you make your first dollar, make your $10. Stripe reports these things automatically. As a fintech in the US, the IRS has access to your back end data, whether you like it or not, whether anybody wants to believe it or not. They have access to your back end data. So if one man in Mozambique is printing money and he's not paying his taxes, maybe for some reason he enters the US and he's in a state that needs taxes, that needs your taxes. Enter the US, they'll hold you for tax fraud. As they enter US, they will shock you, say they will just catch you for airports for tax evasion. So for New Mexico, there is a level of leeway. You don't have to break your neck. You don't have to worry about it, but try to do something there. But don't let it exceed 3 complete years without doing anything. If not, your LLC might be up for delinquency.
When you say do something, what do you mean by do something?
Do business with it. Even if it's not in New Mexico, do business with it. Right? Like for me,
when you say do business with it, let money enter your Stripe, right?
Yes, very important.
Uh-huh.
If your Stripe account stays for 160 days and there is no money entry, they will shut it down. Yes.
Really?
They will shut it down. Really? Yeah. 160, 180 days. So anyone who has reached that level and Stripe hasn't said anything, they should just make and please, one more thing. There is a new policy that Stripe has implemented that is not on their website, but I'll tell you for free. If Coach Frank creates an LLC and creates a Stripe account for Kenneth, right? Creates a Stripe account for Kenneth in Kenneth's name or Kenneth's business name. Kenneth should not use his virtual card to make a test payment. Kenneth should get either his brother, sister, girlfriend, wife, mom, dad, sugar mommy, whatever, to use their own card. Because when your own name enters, they feel like you are doing arbitrage. You know, arbitrage where you buy low and sell high. They'll block your account immediately. That's what's going on now. I have like 4 cases like that on my table.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we don't really make payment for Stripe, though.
Sorry?
We don't make payment for registration of Stripe.
Okay, you don't charge people.
No, what I
No,
mean is
what I
that
mean is that
on Stripe
on
it's
Stripe
actually
it's
free,
actually free,
or they have
Honestly,
changed
or
it.
they have changed
As
it.
at when I
As
know,
at when I know,
it's only
it's only
once that we pay
once that we pay
$31.
$31.
okay, no, 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 no,
When we
no,
are
no. Why is
creating,
no? Why is does Stripe doesn't ever charge you for that? Signing up is free.
so at what point do you
So
not
at
make
what point do you
payments
not make
that they will
payments
now charge
that
you?
they will not charge you?
You know, some people
Because you talked
before.
Because you
about
talked
not
about
using my own
not using
card.
my own card.
Let the persons
Let the
get
person
his
get
relative
his
card.
relative card.
So,
So,
so at what point do
so
you
at
make
what point
payments
do
on
you make
Stripe?
payment on
Now around that.
now around that?
Some people, when you create Stripe or PayPal for them, they want to test it to make sure it's working before they start their campaigns.
Okay. In
Okay.
terms
You
of
In terms
understand?
testing,
of
is
testing,
to
is to
try to make payment, try to
try to
send in money or
send in
make
money
payment
or
through the
make
link,
payment through the link,
isn't it?
isn't it?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's assume
Because
it's a
they might create a
They might
payment
create
link on
payment
Stripe
link on Stripe
and
mm,
send it
and
to
send
whoever
it
they want
to
to
whoever
send
they
it
want
to.
to send it to.
yes.
Okay, I
So
get it.
if
I
you
get it.
if you set up a Stripe account for me in my name, I can send it to my brother or friend to test it for me. I don't have to use
So
my card.
okay,
If I
I
do
get
that,
it.
Okay,
then
I get it.
yeah, they'll block my account.
I get it.
I get it.
All right, Mr.
All
Kenneth,
right,
thank
Mr.
you
Kenneth, thank you
for taking a lot
for
of your
taking a lot
time.
of your
If
time.
there's any
If there's
other
any other
stuff you're
stuff
supposed to
you're
send to me
supposed to
on
send to
WhatsApp
me on WhatsApp
because of this
I will do
this
that.
conversation,
conversation,
please don't forget
please
to
don't
do. You
forget to
promise to send
promise to send
a PDF
a
copy of
PDF copy
the
of the
certificate of
certificate of
registration
registration
and
and
the
the
tax,
tax
state tax
state
ID.
tax
And,
Yeah.
and if possible
and if
too,
possible too,
we will appreciate
we
if you can
appreciate
also
if you
share
can
the link
also share the link
for those
for those
registrations with
registrations
on my inbox,
on my inbox.
so I can also
So I
Okay.
drop
can
it with
also
them.
drop it with them.
All right. So
Okay.
All
I
right.
think
So I think
we've taken a lot of
we've
your
taken
time.
a
This
lot
is
of your time.
about
This is
3 hours.
about 3 hours.
I'm saying thank
I'm
you.
saying thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Appreciate.
much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate. Thank
We
you.
appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man.